Hi everyone, welcome back to Themis and Toast. Grab your coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that. Um, how are you all this Friday? How are you all? I haven't been here in a while. Let's make sure that I can. Oh my God, everything on my platform has changed. Let's see the cat. Ew, wrong mic. How is my mic? How is my microphone now? Sober Boba said, "Good day, Themis and Toad. Hope you are wonderful. Hello, Chad. Hope everyone is having a lovely Friday. Send some prayers to Drew's community. Oh, in Syria. Sorry, I thought you were talking about a person. I apologize. Um, thank you. Is the audio good now? Is the audio good? Um, a couple of things. I have so many stories, and so much to tell you all about the trip that I was on. Um, but because the people who came on the trip are sort of readily identifiable, I don't know how to tell the story. Um, But let's just say part of this trip before I went to Lisbon by myself was some of the most ghetto, disturbing, degenerate experience I've ever had in my life. I have never been on my anxiety has never been that sustained for that long ever in my life. Um and I have to tell that story. And Vanessa will never, I will never, ever, ever let Vanessa, ever let Vanessa live this down. I will never let Vanessa live this down. It wasn't her, but her friends came along and whew, oh, Jesus. Anywho, she knows we had a talk. So I will figure out a way to tell the story. Oh, well, now I can tell the story because now I just gave away absolute every part. I gave so that's that on that. Um I have been realizing something. In my need to, and this is on YouTube in my real life, the I've made in the last 4 years, I've made an active effort to step outside of my bubble and experience life and um, think about the fact that I could be wrong about a bunch of things and my philosophy in life. And I went in good faith to be a better person, to engage with people that I might not interact with on a day to day basis, creating like different kinds of communities or whatnot. And I don't think I'm done. I think that like I like my life the way that it is. I better drag Vanessa too. I like my life the way that it is, and I like what I have in it, and I like how much I work to create the life that I want. And so, like, I'm gonna go back in my bubble. I stepped out of the bubble. It was cute for a moment. I thought I was growing, learning, blah blah blah. I don't want it. It's not. It's not for me. I tried it. It's cute. Um, but I think that part of growing, this has nothing to do with our live stream. This is the intro. I'm back. I'm doing my, when you go abroad and you come back and you're like, oh, we're realizing things. This is me realizing things. Um, I think your life experiences and the people who experience life with you, you either grow together or you grow away from each other. And I think that making such an overtly active effort to step outside of my community that naturally formed with me to be in community with other people was not done properly. And I think that I need to sit back some and really appreciate the people that I have around me, that have helped me, that have cared for me, that understand me, and that are willing to apologize and grow with me. And that I'm willing to apologize to and grow with. There's also this thing that, like, because I come off as very sensitive, I think, to a lot of people. I think I come off as, I don't know that this is true, but this sweet, happy go lucky person. And I am not that. I think that I'm a kind person. I hope that I'm a good person, but I'm not a pushover, and I don't like to be manipulated or um, people trying to control me in any in any area. And so, like, there's a lot of thinking and decompressing, and I'm getting this passion back for YouTube, particularly making videos. I really, really, really like making videos. And so that kind of passion and the kind of excitement that you guys have shown me, I want to reinvest that in you. So I appreciate you all. I love this community that we've created, but I also have to remain myself, which also means I think a lot of people have trauma when it comes to dealing with men. Um, and I appreciate that. I understand that, and I'm sensitive to that, but I also cannot stop showing up as myself in an effort to make everyone comfortable. And if there is, and this is truth, if there is discomfort with my maleness, with me being a man, um, respect that about yourself and engage with that, because I've never thought I was like threatening or creating a hostile environment. I've never thought that. But if you feel that, I am sorry, but I don't know how to fix that because I'm trying to show up the best way I know how to. So with my channel being over 95% women, I am trying my best to be my best and show up for you all in the best way possible, but sometimes I don't know what that looks like. Um, and I think it is incumbent on each person to navigate their comfort the best way they know how to. And if that means divesting from me, that is okay. And I don't say that because I won't miss you. I say that because I don't know how to apologize for being me when I actually do like who I am. Like I do. And so I don't know what that looks like. And so I, one, I'm sorry, and two, I will miss you. And three, I can't hold that anymore. Like I can't hold whatever it is, I can't do it anymore. So like for all the people messaging me like, you're a man, you should this, you're a man, you should that. I ain't never cared about a masculinity. I'm not gonna start caring now. I never cared about a masculinity, and I'm not gonna start doing it now. So thank you all for being here. I think that's the best intro I got. I had a wonderful time, particularly my time in Lisbon. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Um, I've not traveled by myself in a long, long time. And I think being by myself in Lisbon, specifically Lisbon, not Portimao, that was ghetto. But in Lisbon, it was so peaceful. It was so nice. It was so amazing. Um, We're gonna drag you when you need dragging and hug you when you need hugging, but stay around for now. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Um, the idea of emotional, by the way, I welcome this. I love this. I think the idea of emotional labor has been weaponized, and I don't want people to have to do emotional labor. I think if you're a human engaging with another human that is different from you, you are going to be engaging in emotional labor. And I think when people tell me, specifically, this is something that has been bothering me about the emotional labor that they do. like I understand it, but I also do emotional labor. And when you weaponize the work that you do emotionally in engaging with me online, you're ignoring the work that I do. So I don't know where the scale balance, but I also want to just do things for the right reason and not to appease people. Like I want to do the right thing, not just appease people. And yeah, I think that's what I will continue to do. Anywho, but yeah, drag me when I need dragging. I love a good dragging. If you're good at it, then I love it even more. Um, member Miss Magic, you've been a member for 25 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yay. Totally feel what you're saying. I appreciate that. I think it's a bit vague, and that's because it's not supposed to be specific. It's a lot of feelings. It's a lot of conversations. It's a lot of messages randomly everywhere, and I've been struggling a lot to like engage with people. I've shied away from engaging with people because I don't actually know how to engage. I don't know if my talking, me saying, you're telling me a story, and I don't agree with you, the story you're telling me. I don't know how to engage with that without hurting someone's feelings, but I also don't want to lie to you. And so it becomes this very disjointed way of engaging where you're kind of just there as a sounding board. And I'm not really a good sounding board because I have opinions. Myth Magic says, welcome back. I'm happy to be back. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate you all. Radiant Opal has been a member for 34 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Themis, can we see that here? It has grown out. So yeah, I will, you can see it in person. you can, you can, you all can see it in person. Kosha, thank you. I went swimming and some of my twists were undone and I don't know how to put them back. I went I went swimming and some of my twists were undone and I've been trying to like, and so there are like big, I mean it looks fine. Pop the headphones. Oh, I can do that. That I can do. All right, let's get into the content. You don't put them back. All right. So I'm mad at you all. Let's get into the content because I'm actually mad at you all. Let me tell y'all why I'm mad at y'all. Because y'all had me out here. Let me do this in the intro. You all had me out here going to the gym night and day, eating right, getting protein, all of that. When all I needed to do was go buy some abs. Y'all telling me that I could have just wait, wait. Y'all telling me that I could have just went out and bought abs and like this was a whole thing. This was a trend online, and I know that is insane to me. It is insane that Big Sean, Big Sean is really sitting up here with his arms not matching. Ain't nothing matching nowhere. Okay, let me say this. Let me come back and let me say this. I am very much pro plastic surgery. Very much pro plastic surgery. As soon as I hit like 45, I might be nipping and tucking and facelifting and going to find out who did the Kardashians' face, the matriarch of the Kardashian, forgot Kris Jenner's face. And I was talking to my mom, and we were talking about how aging gracefully and like actually thinking about what mental health looks like for people who are aging. And maybe I won't nip and tuck and cut and all of that. Maybe I will just like age and love my aging. But if I don't love my aging, if I think, absolutely not, ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can and cannot do besides this wallet. If the wallet don't reach it, then period, right? But I am not shaming anyone who does or engages in getting their plastic surgery together or whatever. Don't matter to me. Don't really care. Love that for you all. Um, Drake's abs are fine. Do they look plastic and fake? Yes. But like, they're fine. Like, it does look weird, and his pecs looks weird, but like, they're fine. Big Sean, whatever Big Sean got, whatever package Big Sean got, because all these men sit around and talk about women all day. So, like, I'm gonna do it. Whatever package this was, it has failed. Drake abs look terrible. They look too pristine. But, oh no, I just saw this message come in. No, put it back. I did not read. Yeah. Sorry, my friend was message texting me. This looks AI. It's not. So Big Sean didn't he came in. This is what he's saying. Last time I'ma give this attention. Y'all be blessed. It's pretty funny though. I was caught lacking, I think he meant, on that video shoot on the screen grab. Look sus, but nah. I actually work out. And so he's saying this is him and this is his body. This is not AI, and he works out. I don't know what kind of workout. So you're telling me that you went to the gym and you only did abs? You only did abs. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me that your arm is smaller than mine, but your chest and abs are just like, this is insane. This is actually like, I don't understand. It's like you took a bodybuilder's midsection, melted it, and then put it. Oh, that's wrong. That's so mean. That's so mean. And that, I think I need to move on. I think I actually do need to move on. Because I thought, all right, I'm just going to move on. Do what makes you happy. If you like it, I love it, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. Cool. Let's move on. I'm a back out of this. I'm a back out. I was wrong. That was wrong. That was mean. All right, let's just thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you all so much for being here. And let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and get into this. Blaming it on his son. No, let me show you something. He said this is the last time he's gonna give us some attention, right? And that's the last he's gonna say on it. He even ends it with, y'all go be blessed, right? And then he comes back posting this pics where I'm lagging, like this is diabolical. He comes back, it's cool, I'm gonna sport though. Hello, I'm a good sport though, blah blah blah. Like he just in the shade room comments going off because he got caught having his body BBL'd up. And this is the male BBL. I'm just kind of mad that I've been going to the gym, like getting injured, like messing with my nerve, like unable to move, and I could have just been out here purchasing abs. That's to be fair, I don't want like big abs. I have what I want. I want bigger arms. Oh, congratulations to Megan the Stallion. She is now dating another man, but that is better than her last. And I really like Meg. No, I don't know if I like Meg. I don't know if I like Meg, but I do respect her. I have a I have a ton of respect for Meg because she's one of those rappers who like does exactly what she says in her music. And I really appreciate that. I can see why all these men are like mad at her existence because she the way she levels up is like kind of diabolical. And like I so appreciate it. It's like every time you see her and she's moving on, it's not just she's moving to a different person, she's moving on and up. And then that, and her and this man look good together. I know nothing about this man, know nothing about sports. Apparently, he's a basketball player that makes a lot of money. If you told me he was a football player, I would not debate you. I know nothing about the man. I just know that they are two really tall people looking really, really good. And I'm pretty sure all her exes are mad. And that's kind of what you want to do with your that's kind of what you want to do with your life. Anywho, we want to talk about Shannon Sharpe. So let's hit the intro and get into Shannon Sharpe business. Everything has changed on this platform. No lateral moves. No, so I don't have this weird thing where like people are counting other people's bodies and they're like, "Oh, you moved on so quickly." Yes, yes, she moved on quickly. What about it? Why are you in her business? Like I don't understand why people are like, "Oh, but she's moving on so quickly. She needs time to rest and time to heal." Look, y'all gonna be out here healing all your life. Yeah, y'all gonna be a y'all, you're gonna be out here healing all your life. And like, while I want to be like, yes, heal, blah blah blah, ain't nobody got time. Look, life is short. Have fun. Yeah, that's not my message. That is not my message. But like, if you want to do it, do it. Like, ain't nobody got time. They look good. Big Sean got the mix and match summer discount package. Oh, y'all see all them people going overseas to get like these mommy makeover. I'm not going to talk about it. That's not in my wheelhouse. I feel really bad. I I feel bad that the impulse and the need to be beautiful and to maintain beauty is causing people their limbs, their life, and I wish we weren't this desperate to keep up. And I say that as someone who is not opposed to nipping and tucking, but the point at which you're going overseas in someone's basement to do the mommy makeover, the other one was the teeth implants and the veneers. Um, there's a lot of videos coming out now about people going to Turkey in particular, and coming out botched and harmed because a lot of these people aren't certified or aren't real doctors. So just be careful. Ju- just be careful. People shaving down their teeth. Like what happened? Sorry, let me go on a tangent real quick. So like pro plastic surgery, fully pro, will never be against, whatever. But it is weird now that everyone is starting to look exactly alike and that like features that once made you distinct and beautiful now have to be erased and explained, where like there were people who were so striking that you were in awe of them and you call them beautiful, but you didn't think, oh, you have to have the Instagram face or the Instagram body. And I do find it annoying. Like I find it annoying because I was talking to this girl in Portimao, actually. She's from New York. And she was talking about, oh my God, I have lazy eyes and I want to get that fixed. I want to like do the fox bro lift or whatever. And I was looking at her and she had really like warm, sad eyes. I don't know how to explain it. They were downturned, but it made her so beautiful. Like everyone wanted to talk to her on the beach at the festival. And while she was talking to me, she was just complaining about how she did not look good. And I in my head, I'm thinking, do so you cannot see you like it's like beauty dysmorphia or face dysmorphia or some kind of dysmorphia where she could not see that she was beautiful because she did not have the Bella Hadid like I just don't know. And like people are like, oh my God, gaps are ugly. Who said gaps were ugly? Who said that? Dr. Carl Friedel, who is a black man, artistic eye, and board certified in Beverly Hills. Oh, I don't know him, but I'll look into this. Hey, Sin, welcome back, Themis. You were missed. Thank you. I am glad I was. I released a video last night, and the amount of activity that I saw on that video kind of warmed my heart. I was like, y'all were still around. That is so cool. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um Oh, that made me sad. Like I woke up this morning and people were just like commenting and like messaging me and talking about how they missed me. And I was like, that is so nice. I appreciate that. I missed you all too. Oh no, no. No. I didn't see it because I went to bed. I released it at 3 a.m. I'm jet lagged. So I'm jet lagged. So instead of going to bed, I was up at 3 a.m. editing. By the way, I deleted footage. But I created 4 videos because it's a 4-part series. And this morning I woke up and either I didn't record those videos or some of those videos or I deleted them somehow. But they've mysteriously disappeared. They, anyway, let's get to Shannon Sharpe. Let's go. I'm laughing because like those that was like hours and hours and hours of film if they are deleted. And if they weren't deleted, then I legit imagined making videos I didn't make. Here we go. So Shannon Sharpe settled. And I I don't know why. I wanted to do the Shade Room post, but ain't nobody got time. But Shannon Sharpe settled. And I don't know why people are saying that, oh, they're going after a black man. They're going after a black man. They're going after a black man. Are y'all okay? Shannon Sharpe and the woman who accused him of RAPE have settled their civil case, according to the plaintiff's lawyer. Tony Busby made the announcement on Instagram months after his client, identified as Jane Doe, made the disturbing bombshell allegation against the NFL Hall of Famer and ESPN contributor. Quote, after protracted and respect. I love I love when attorneys win. I love when I love when it, I love sorry. I love when attorneys win a settlement or even a lawsuit, but in this case, a settlement, and you know that they're doing their victory lap by the first 2 words. So, anyway, I want to know how much they settled for. I am pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution, Busby wrote. I All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice, so they cannot bring this again. Terms of the settlement have not been made public, though was initially seeking 50 million. So y'all think she got about like five, 5 to 10 million? How much you drop the number in the chat, please? How much you think she made? Because we need to talk. We need to talk about these men getting finessed. I didn't even feel bad. I don't feel bad for him because you're a grown 50-odd-year-old man trying to be with a 19-year-old girl. And what I'm trying to figure out what you thought was gonna happen. No, I don't think she made 20 mil. If he gave up 20 mil, if he parted ways with 20 mil that easy, because here's the thing. Here's why I don't think he here's why I don't think he would have given up 20 mil. It is going to be very difficult for Shannon Sharpe, I believe, to come back and attempt to rebrand and make money and get back to the level of notoriety that he was at, particularly in white media. Maybe in the black community, but in white media, I think it's just not a good look. And I don't think he's going to be able to brush it off. So if I could guess, it would be from 3 to about 15 million would be the higher end. If he paid over 15 million, he ain't making that money back. If he paid more, because the only reason I think he's settling is to put this behind him and try to continue the work that he was doing. But I don't know that Club Shay Shay. I don't know that him selling this or doing sponsorship or elevating is going to be easy for him to do. I'm not saying impossible, but I don't think it's going to be easy for him to do. So giving up all the money that you're going to need for this retirement is nasty and diabolical. 8 to 8 to 15 mil. Someone said 10 mil, 5 mil, 25 mil, 10 mil. Look, I'm not one of those people who think this woman don't deserve. I think this woman deserve, and y'all gonna hate me. Well, no, y'all probably gonna like me for this. I think she deserve every dollar. I think if she got all 50 mil, she deserve every cent of that 50 mil. If she got 50 mil, I would be like, good on you. Good. You need this is how you finesse the how are you a 50-odd-year-old trying to date an 18, 19-year-old girl? Like what do you think was gonna happen? Yeah, pay her what she's due. Pay her what she's due. Absolutely. You wanted her youth, she wanted your money. It's that was the exchange. In any case, we're going to move on because we have more important things to talk about than Shannon Sharpe. I wanted to include, but I left it out. I wanted to include the conversation happening around in the shade room comments. And I'm thinking about whether or not I should leave the shade room, like unsubscribe or unfollow the shade room. I do think the shade room is toxic. I think that it does not do enough. I think that I think it's toxic. I'm gonna leave it there. I think it's toxic. I think it's toxic. All right. Let's go to Nicki Minaj. Let's go to Nicki Minaj. This hurts my soul. This hurts my soul. If you know me, you know I think in Nicki Minaj lyrics. If you know me, you know I think in Nicki Minaj lyrics. When it comes to entertainment, it is Beyonce, Rihanna, and Nicki Minaj as the trio, the trinity of the entertainment music for me as a millennial. And so it is very difficult The barbs are kind of out of order and out of pocket, so I'm trying to be careful because I don't want my comment section to be torn up. So I was a Nicki Minaj fan, and I don't think I ever stopped being a Nicki Minaj fan insofar as her artistry. I think that it is very difficult to deny Nicki's talent, her impact, and her celebrity, just as a general matter. I don't know what it's like, and I'll probably bring this up again, to have dominated the rap game for 10 years with no real competition, and then to be exposed to all this competition. So I don't know what Nicki Minaj is going through. But that being said, I don't think Nicki Minaj knows who Nicki Minaj is. I don't think Nicki knows how much of a legend she is. I don't think Nicki knows how beautiful she is. And the choice in partner is the first indication to me that Nicki don't know who Nicki is. She has this song, gotta be king status to get in. Is Kenny a king? No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this because Nicki Minaj, for all the conversations around her, for all the ways that we engage with her, there are some very obvious signs that she's not the person you go out on a limb for. When we talk about doing music and collaborating and supporting Takashi, when we talk about her brother, who she viciously defended, when we talk about her husband, who she not only chose, but also defended and then actively engaged in a campaign against the victim of his abuse, I think we allegedly, for her engagement, not the actual abuse that he was sentenced for, I think we have to be real. And I think it is a bit delusional of us to not engage with the fact that Nicki Minaj has made choices that put her where she is. If anything is disruptive to Nicki Minaj's legacy, it is her. She, Nicki Minaj, is the one that is disruptive to her own legacy. It is frustrating to see someone that beautiful, that talented, that impactful, that known do the kind of bullying tactic that she engages with. And instead of going after the men who are allegedly doing her dirty behind the scenes, she drags these women. I'm laughing because it is weird to watch Nicki Minaj drag SZA online and then lose to SZA because SZA is out here throwing jabs, posting pictures with a Grammy, getting Nicki's getting ratioed on X or Twitter, and no one is beside Nicki because it's like, girl, what are you doing? Why are you talking to someone you think is beneath you this way? Why are you crashing out online? You do know you have to get off your throne to go. Like, it is weird to me. And no, I don't think SZA was like, oh, for people who don't know what's happening, TDE and Nicki have some issues behind the scenes. I don't care, don't know anything about it. TDE and SZA are in like business. Nicki is crashing out online. I made a post. SZA responded, but it was vague enough to not be aimed at Nicki about Mercury in retrograde or some foolishness. Don't fall for the foolishness or whatever. It is. It could be at Nicki. I think it is at Nicki. It is what it is. But it was so useless and insignificant and just kind of vague that Nicki crashing out for an entire night and day. Nicki crashing out online for a whole night and day is wild. Like, how many times are you gonna do this? She is not promoting a song called Broken Barbies that no one knew about. She is promoting a tour that is already sold out, so don't need a promotion. It is insane to me. Wait, are there Nicki stands in here. Let me find out. I think Nicki said it's in here because apparently someone just. I'm not gonna put your comment down. So Nicki Minaj said TDE is tiny. I probably shouldn't say that. I don't see the connection. Let's read it. Let's do it. I do. Let's pull it up because some people are like, oh my god, I don't know what's happening. So let's do it. Let's go to Cosmopolitan. I'm so disappointed. It's just like, can we just not have any? To be fair, I shouldn't be disappointed. The only reason someone is disappointed is because you had hope and dreams and expectation, and there ain't no reason to have had that. After seeing who Nicki, there are things about Nicki Minaj that tells you exactly who Nicki Minaj is, and I think there is a need to overlook it because Nicki is, I think, one of the greatest rappers of our generations. And definitely when it comes to women rappers, one of the best. And so there's a part of me that really wants her. I want her legacy intact because I do genuinely believe that I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that. Wait, is this a crystal girl? She ain't starting beef. No, no. Let's not play. Let's not play like Nicki Minaj fans went deep into the archives to pull out SZA dragging all the girls. SZA was a menace on Twitter. SZA was a menace. SZA was dragging Rihanna. She was dragging Sierra. She was dragging Rihanna. She was dragging Beyonce. SZA was out here dragging. SZA was telling people they couldn't sing. And I'm trying to figure out where SZA gets the audacity to be talking about other people's vocals. But this is not about SZA. This is not about SZA being a mean girl too. It's about Nicki Minaj and Nicki not knowing that she's that girl. I mean, I guess she's no longer. I don't know. Nicki Minaj and SZA are in the middle of a public Twitter feud, and if you are in a state of confusion, here's the general breakdown. On Tuesday, Nicki hopped on Nicki Nicki hopped. sorry, sorry. So saying Nicki hopped is nasty work. I understand they weren't being shady, but if you're feeling froggy, then jump, a hop. Nicki hopped online and seemingly took a swipe at Top Dog Entertainment president, saying the below. LOL. Y'all remember that man from TDE who kept bullying me on Twitter for no reason? We have the receipts. LOL. I've never responded to him. What was his name again, y'all? I'm going to give him a nickname. I'm going to call him minus 30 million from now on. All right. So I'm assuming minus 30 million has to do with some artist under TDE. I heard it was Doechii. Someone online say it was Doechii who lost 30 million stream. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. My thing is, Nicki Minaj is one of them people who come out and they're very vague. They're very vague about everything that they're saying. And then when something happens, they try to pretend that that's what they've been talking about. And when Nicki come out and say, I have receipts, I'm still waiting for the receipts regarding Megan Thee Stallion. I am still I've I'm still out here waiting for the Megan Thee Stallion receipts. Ain't no receipts come yet. Ain't no zero receipts have been provided. So I don't listen to Nicki Minaj when she said she has receipts. She hopped up on her good foot. All right. I've been saving this. Let me take a break. Let me take a break to say Sobo Bobo has been a member for 56 months. This is our longest standing member on this channel. And I wanted to say thank you so very much. I truly, truly appreciate you being here. 56 months is amazing. Sober Bobo was here when it was just here, him and I in the chat. And that boy was just he and I in the someone said, Sober Boba is Steven's other account. Period. Period. Theme is go get your girl, Nikki. She's been a complete crash out ever since she married her bandit. Talented she is, but her attitude is stink. So I have a theory about Nicki Minaj. I want to hear it before we move on into the brief. Nicki Minaj highlighted for me what I believe to be the truth about people who are not living good and happy lives. I think misery. That ain't right. That ain't right. I'm just gonna move on. Because the thing is, I actually do like Nicki as an artist. It's just her as a personality online that annoys me. She's reminding me a lot of Azealia Banks. She's reminding me a lot of Azealia Banks, but the difference is Azealia Banks is talent that never got to actualize in terms of their stardom, right? So there might be regret, jealousy, and hatred underpinning whatever Azalea is doing. By the way, Azalea is that girl. Don't play with her. Azalea probably should have been what Doechii is, but let's not go there. Nicki actually reached the pinnacle of fame and notoriety and like she actually engaged in a way where she conquered the music industry single-handedly. And so it's like, why would you ever be out here arguing? Why would you I mean, we should have known because she talked about that girl's dead mother. Like she literally talked about that girl's dead mother. Like Nicki Minaj had the audacity in the fight with Megan Thee Stallion to make a song about that woman's mother. So I don't know why I expect anything further. And I still went to the tour. I still went to her tour after that. And what does that say about me? Because maybe I should have given up then. So her tweet was published at 2:21 p.m. and about an hour later, SZA posted, "Mercury retrograde. Don't take the bait. LOL, silly goose." Now, could SZA just be talking about Mercury in retrograde and silly goose just randomly? Yes. This is so opaque that like it is hard for me to say, oh, SZA definitely talking about Nicki. But yeah, I think SZA probably saw her team getting dragged. And SZA jumped up and said, "Girl, don't take the bait. Mercury in retrograde. You know, SZA out here, SZA out here deep in her. I was gonna say her witchcraft, deep in her crystals, girl, and her astrology. So, like, whatever. SZA later clarified that her tweet had nothing to do with Nicki, but Nicki replied and accused SZA of sounding like in her esoteric bag. By the way, when I was reading this, I was so annoyed. I don't know why I'm laughing now because I was so annoyed by the fact that Nicki Minaj is out here arguing with people online instead of like owning the music industry. I'm hoping this is like some promotion. And then Nikki said, "Go draw your freckles back on, Buki. Liar, liar, pants on fire, sounding like a dead dog." Sorry, I just realized something. There is no poetry. There is no poetry for someone who is like good with their pen. The fact that there is no poetry, double entendre, there's nothing here. It's just like being mean. Go draw your freckles back on, Buki. Liar, liar, pants on fire, sounding like a dead dog. It don't even rhyme. Like it's not giving. It's not giving what needs to be gave. Per Billboard, her hashtags refer to Rock Nation and CEO Desiree Perez, who the outlet says Nicki's been reportedly dragging on X. Meanwhile, SZA responded with, "I don't give an F about none of that. Weird-ish, you poppin'," which I didn't realize this at in the moment, but other content creators, Zachary, I think one of them was, pointed out that popping could be her talking about Nikki popping pills. And if so, SZA ate her up. Ate her, if this is SZA playing in her double entendre bag, she ate her up. She ate her up. Because Nikki girl, you just be mad. Go draw your freckles back on, Buki, liar, liar, panther. I don't give a F about none of that weird issue popping. Period. Anyway, so they're fighting, and Susan comes back and says, "I get bullied online a lot. Ain't nobody care nothing about you, y'all, and y'all queen. We don't care nothing about that." And then Nikki goes on to crash out continuously over and 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 over again. And I keep refreshing and looking at the tweets. And a part of me is like, you know what? It's time to let it. Yeah. The fact that not Nikki cut off my internet. Not Nikki cut Nikki cut off my girl, the barbs don't play. Nikki cut off my internet. Anyway, I did need that moment to step away because I was getting slightly emotional and dragging. And we don't drag over here anymore. I think when you're an icon, when you're a legend, I do believe you have to move differently. I think that I'm not saying be quiet like Beyonce. I'm saying that if people owe you money, go sue them. If you are as strategic as you want us to believe, then use that strategy. Because I do believe that Nikki might be going through a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't see, right? But all we do see is Nikki crashing out in public. And it is not right for me to tell Nicki Minaj if she is dealing with things behind the scenes how to react or respond to what she's dealing with. What I can say though is, as a fan, as a consumer of that which she produces, there are things that are going to turn people off. And it's harder and harder to defend your position as a fan of Nicki Minaj when she continuously embarrasses herself, her family, and anyone who ever believed in her. And so for me, it has come to the point where any conversation about Nikki is a conversation about a star falling, someone who does not know how to conduct themselves publicly in their engagement with other people and particularly women. Now, I do get that Nicki's whole shtick when she was coming up was it did it on him, right? It was these bees are my sons. Case of bums try to touch me, ill. Like I get that which Nikki is at her best when she's dragging someone, and she does have a song called "Looking a N Word," where she's dragging men, right? So she can drag, and she does, and it's good. It is artistic, but when the art isn't just something done for public consumption, but it is a part of her personality. And this is how she shows up and how she treats other women and other people online. It becomes frustrating because Nikki is not just some random troll online that says what they want and moves on. Nikki is a force in the music industry, regardless of if she has a Grammy or not. She is a force in the music industry. And when you have someone like that sending a swarm of people to attack you, disrespecting you, engaging in the most degenerate levels of anti Blackness, one, because Nikki, girl, that is wild that you can engage in this level of anti-blackness in your attack against another woman. The fact that you popularize BBL in the black community and butt lifts and butt augmentation in the black community and then try to drag this woman for her plastic surgery is kind of insane. I think that it is time for Nikki to be checked by her audience, her fans, and the people around her. Because there is absolutely no reason for Nikki to be going at SZA the way that she is. If TDE as a company, if the president has done something to you, figure out how to get your lick back when it comes to the president. Do not take it out on other people. And I don't actually care. People are like, oh, people keep doing Nikki wrong. If Nikki is in a fight every other day, if every 2 business days Nikki is dragging someone online, Nikki the problem. If Nikki dragging someone online every couple business days, she's the problem. No, I don't believe that everyone is just like dragging Nikki. And we saw in real time that an innocuous, like random tweet that could be at Nikki, I believe it was at Nikki, is going to enrage her this much. It's kind of weird. And then we found out that she tried to get a feature with SZA after talking about how she doesn't know any of SZA's songs. It's kind of weird. Like it is giving weird. Everyone knows a SZA song. Everyone. You tell me you don't know The Weeknd. My You tell Nikki girl, hang it up. Ain't nobody got time for this. Hey, you are too established. You are too big in the industry. You are too much of that girl. Like the fact that I say your name and there's something behind it and you don't know that you can't just be out here giving promotion like that, giving energy like that is kind of wild. It is kind of wild. It is giving that you're unhinged and unhappy at home and you're taking it out on people online. And you've been dragging Jay-Z all up and down the timeline. And interestingly, the Oli and Friends, someone on Oli and Friends said this, that you have not said Beyonce's name. And I know Nikki behind the scene is probably trying to drag Beyonce, but she's not she I think Nikki needs to seek help. I do. I think Nikki should find help because I want more for her. I want better for her. I want her to expand her imagination and actually live up to the title of that album she provided with some of the best music ever, Queen. I think that the inability to regulate her emotion and for her to be crashing out online like that is insane. And I hope someone said the beehive going to destroy her. I think there's a huge overlap between the beehive and the barbs, and I think she knows this. Bullies generally do know who to aim their aggression at. And I don't like that. I don't respect that. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. Going off like that and then going to find old videos of SZA dragging Rihanna and Ciara about their vocals. Like if SZA says Rihanna and Ciara can't sing, the only problem is that she didn't add herself in that lineup. Because Rihanna and Ciara, they're just as good a singer as SZA, which is to say, none of them can sing. Their vibes, their vibes. SZA has a one up on them though, because she's a really good writer. Whoever writing, whoever writing, SZA says she writes a lot of her music. So if SZA writes her music, then she has talent. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is why hard disagree. Yeah, ain't nothing to disagree with. Ain't nothing to disagree with. There is zero thing. All right, let's do it. Let's get into a problem. Let's have a problem. Sir, stop. SZA can clearly sing better than Rihanna. Name the song. Name the song. I'll give you a song. Let's go back and forth. I'm gonna drop the link. You gonna come up. You gonna name a SZA song that you think she's giving vocals on, and then I'm gonna name a Rihanna song, and we can go back and forth. We can go back and forth on who is the better singer. We can sing, please. Yes. And so SZA and Rihanna are in the same banana boat. Why? I don't know why y'all are mad about this. Why is this a thing? I thought that was the least controversial thing I said all night. Y'all want the link? Y'all want the link? Y'all want to go and tussle about SZA? Y'all haven't heard Love on the Brain, and y'all need to go listen to Rihanna's live performance of Love on the Brain. I think SZA sing better than Jenny. I look, all them cursive singers can be in one boat. They're all in the same boat vocally. Now, SZA is a better writer and might even be a better performer than Rihanna. She's not as charismatic performing, but she is a better actual performer. But look, we gonna get into this whole Manon situation, and then we gonna have a problem. Wait, I'm supporting the Navy. I I am supporting the. You know what? Let's move on. Let's move on, because y'all trying to fight me about some foolishness. Y'all trying to fight me about some foolishness. Um, y'all just delusional. Y'all just at this point, y'all see that at least can sing on key. All right, thank you. Demas, I think most of us disagree with the none of them can sing. I mean, who? Which of the three of them y'all go? All right, which of the three of them y'all go? Y'all think can sing? Y'all think Sister can sing? I ain't going. I ain't gonna engage with you because you just try to be delusional on purpose. Y'all try to be delusional. Let's get to this young girl, Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka. She had. I talked about her before. She had her whole future ahead of her, and still does. Um, I did not remember. Taylor Swift is really talented too, though. She can't sing either. Taylor Swift is talented the way SZA is talented, except SZA can sing like hold her note a little better than Taylor Swift, but they're good writers. Both of them are really really good writers. I I've decided that Taylor Swift is a good writer. I've decided that Taylor. By the way, y'all knew that Lana Del Rey did not sing Diet Pepsi. Why I thought Lana Del Rey song Diet Pepsi, and someone was like, "No, it's some TikTok girl." I was like, "Some TikTok girl sing one of my favorite songs for the last 2 weeks." So y'all just told me some Madison Beer or so I don't know some girl I don't know some white girl sing Diet Pepsi, and Diet Pepsi has become one of my favorite songs for the last 2 weeks. I discovered it. Um, but I thought it was Lana Del Rey. I legit thought it was like this is how much I didn't even look at the name of the person on the thing. I was like, okay, Lana Del Rey eating the girls up again. Someone invited me when I was in the UK a couple days ago to go watch Lana Del Rey perform. I don't think she was in the UK. And I was like, absolutely not. You think I'm a y- no, 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 no. No, Tori, go listen to that song. It is such a cute song. Whenever I hear it, I feel like I'm someone said Addison Ray. Close enough. What did I say? Wait, what did I say? Wait, who did I wait, who did I wait, who did I wait, I'm gonna go back. Who did I say? What? Wait, what did I say? Oh God. Wait, no, you gotta tell me who I said. Who did I say sing the song? Yeah, close enough. Whoever I said close enough. Anyway, Madison B. Girl, who is Madison B? Where did I know it get? Let me look up who Madison Beer. Girl, who this girl? I ain't never seen this girl in my life. Wait, how do I know this? Who is Madison Beer? I ain't never seen this girl a day in my life. It is Beer. I ain't never seen this girl a day in my life. How do I know this name? Oh, she's a singer. I guess subconsciously, somewhere along the journey of life, I looked on a cereal box and there she was. I don't know. I honest to God don't know who she is. Addison, who sung it? Addison Ray, Madison B. Girl, same thing. All right. So I did not realize how sad um, Naomi Osaka story and this interview was. While I was in the UK, I went with Vanessa to go get tickets to go to Wimbledon. I never got to go because I slept in. When I was younger, I never had jet lag. Now that I'm an old man, apparently the jet is lagging. So Vanessa got up to go, and I wasn't there with her. And she just went because apparently I was knocked out. And so she went by herself, and I felt bad because girl, I was sleeping. You could have come to my hotel room and knock and woke me up, but she decided she wanted to text me once. I didn't respond, so she left and went by herself. So I didn't approve of her leaving by herself, but she left by herself. Anyway, there's a story here. Should I tell her story? Something really strange happened to her, but I need permission to tell. Remind me to tell y'all the story, but I need permission to tell because it was a very strange, and white women were acting up in her vicinity because this white man gave. I'm gonna ask her for permission, and then I'm gonna tell y'all the story. Anyway, Naomi, I woke up to try to find where she was. She said, "Oh, I'm here," and then they were talking about. I went to look up Wimbledon and what was happening, and if I could just get in and get to the middle section. And they were talking about some $800, and I was like, to do what? Is Beyonce going to be performing at Wimbledon? Why would I be paying $800 to be in the middle section if Beyonce not going to perform? So I didn't go. But I saw this interview again, and I wanted to show it because I'm actually really sad for her. And it's something that I do think we need to revisit. So here we are, young girls' lives getting destroyed, not really, by men who don't care or like them. So let me get into it. So this is her interview.
I'm gonna be a negative human being today. I'm so sorry. Like, I have nothing positive to say about myself, which is something I'm working on. I think, yeah. I mean, it was my daughter's birthday, so I was happy about that this week. But other than that, it's just today I'm just constantly replaying the match now. I'm just going to be a negative human being today. I'm so sorry. Like, I have nothing positive to say about myself, which is something I'm working on. I think, yeah. I mean, it was my daughter's birthday, so I was happy about that this week. But other than that, it's just today I'm just constantly replaying the match now.
There is something so sad about someone under so much pressure to perform and not being able to perform at the highest level. She did an extended interview where she was talking about not feeling in control of her body after having a child. Her ranking dropped. She was leading the charge. The idea was that she is some kind of prodigy and that she was going to take over the world. Oh, this is so sad. I thought I could. Okay, I don't know what it's like with that much eyes, that many eyes on you, looking, judging, taking you apart. And when I think about her, I also, for a really bad reason that I'm going to explain, think about Holly Bailey in the same way. I don't think about Kiki Palmer in the same way, but I'll explain why I don't think about Kiki Palmer in the same way, because I think Kiki's brand is Kiki's in a way that Holly and Naomi aren't, they don't own their brands, right? And they can perform. Well, for Naomi, she has to train to perform at the highest level. And Holly can never reclaim the Disney princess persona because of what that man did in her life. But I also don't take responsibility away from these young girls who engage. Yeah, and Kiki was also older. This is important. Yes. She, in some ways, Kiki established herself. Nah, Kiki don't need no more. No, 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 no. Yeah, let me just be straight up when it comes to Kiki. She controls her brand. She made decisions, and I think she was fully aware of the decisions she was making. I don't think these two girls fully understood what they were getting into. I think Kiki, we watched Kiki sat there with Steve Harvey. We watched Kiki sit there with this other lady. I think I forgot who it was, talking about I want to date a broke man. Y'all not gonna stop me. I'm gonna date a broke man, and y'all are just mad because I want to date a broke man, and y'all gonna be mad because I'm gonna date a broke man. Broke man is where it's at for me, and y'all gonna hate me for it. And I don't care. Y'all can go do whatever you want to do because broke is what I want. And so Kiki's preference is a broke man, right? And I think when you are dating, you get to be as discriminatory as you want. And I don't think that you should be judged for your dating preference because this is the most intimate area of your life and you're inviting someone in the most intimate area of your life. So you get to be as discriminatory as you want. So if Kiki want broke, Kiki gets broke. Period. Love it for her, good for her. Ain't no way. But good. Right? I don't know that these two young women not paraphrasing. God, that's what I heard. I don't know what Kiki said. That's what I heard. Kiki said, "I want broke. I'm a date broke. I'm a do broke, and broke is where it's at." But I don't think these two young ladies fully understood what they were getting into. I think they understood that they were in love. I think they understood what they wanted, but I don't think they understood the implication on their career. And it is sad to see stars lights get dim before our eyes, and the hope is that they can re-emerge as something better, right, and more. And I think that Holly was warned. She was, but these kids ain't gonna listen. the, the, theme is get out. 20 plus year old women know well the decision they make. They just think they're above the dusty program. Holly was 24. No, ma'am. Y'all not gonna have some grace for Holly. I'm gonna have grace for Holly. I think Holly was sheltered, and I think she thought she was better than other girls. And I think a lot of people go through that. I don't like the word pick me, but that quote unquote pick me error where you are trying to figure out what it's like to be the one chosen and feeling like you're the one chosen and then engaging that way and then getting caught up and having a child. And I don't think having a child is going to prevent you from your success. But I think we have to reckon with the reality that it makes it a lot more difficult for you to engage. Because Hallie's image was the Disney princess. Even before she got casted as Ariel, I think we in the Black community looked at her as like the first Black princess. It's her soft speaking, the very strange but beautiful face and striking features. It's the way that her locks fall. It's like there was something very ethereal about her that made her a princess in a lot of people's mind, in a way that her sister is more sexy and whatever people want to talk about. But Holly was very specific. Her brand was very specific. And Hollywood saw it and wanted to eat it up. Like Hollywood ate it up. That's why she was hired. That's why people loved her. And then DDG. And so it does suck that her image gets disrupted that way. And then Osaka's image is not as important, but her ability to perform at the highest level has been hindered. And I do hope that they can pull it together. I think that's all I'm going to say on that because I also have some more things that I want to get into, but it sucks, and I really feel sad. I feel sad. I was listening to I'm not gonna say who because these men will embarrass you. These men will embarrass you. But there is this black woman celebrity, younger than us, so black girl celebrity, and her boyfriend was doing an interview and he said she wanted a child and he wants a child, but he's not going to try to have a child yet because the child can wait and he wants to see where she can go and what she can do before they try to like have a family. But they want to get married but not have children right away because he wants her to flourish in her career. And I was like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. Very rarely do I ever hear this. And so that was such a, I don't know, it was such a nice sentiment. It was such a nice sentiment. I appreciate that. But Tori said she gonna stick on Hallie's neck, and so we gonna move on. How do I introduce this? So you all know that not Obama, girl. Poor Obama. Obama and Michelle out here doing the boyfriend tag. Ain't nobody got time. It was so cute. But Trump has decided to tell his base that he's not about to release this list of people who went on the island. And MAGA base, they're out here crashing out. They're out here crashing out. And I don't know why these people thought. Here's the thing: Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were best friends. There are pictures on pictures and pictures and pictures and pictures and pictures of Trump and Epstein. There are tapes of Epstein and Trump talking about a woman, a young woman, and talking about what they like. Why did MAGA? Why? Oh my God. I wish I could find the live stream where I said this. During the election, when they were talking about release the Epstein list, I said, if that list gets released and Trump is not on there, I would be shocked. I would be the most shocked. One of the things that Trump used to talk about is that he could go into, was it Miss Universe? He sponsored one of those pageant, and he could just go in there while people were undressing. He was caught on camera talking about grabbing women by the you know what. Like, we know about Trump and his exploits. It is very difficult for me to believe that y'all really sat up there and said, you know who I think is going to release the Epstein list in its entirety? It's gonna be Trump. Where y'all got that from? So like I'm listening to MAGA being delusional, and I'm gonna play Candace Owens in a minute. I'm listening to MAGA be delusional, and I'm just sitting here like, y'all do know if there is a swamp, he is the biggest disgusting monster in that swamp. Like I don't. I'm because even now we're gonna play Candace Owens because she's saying what other MAGAs are wanting to say. But even now, they're really still afraid of addressing Trump directly. They're still sitting there like, oh my God, it's the people around Trump. I am so confused. I don't know what's happening. Why is this happening, Trump? Why have you turned your back? It's like, girl, let me play. Let me play these delusional people. Because Candace Owens do need to be dragged. This is one of the first women in life that I do. I sit here and I'm like, this person is just vile in my head. It's just absolute vile. Let me play it.
Where do we begin? Okay, I think we should at first start with the montage that was actually put together by Break.
By the way, I think she captures people and rope them in. She's completely changed her content, mind you, but she ropes people in because she's so. I think can so. I said this last time and y'all dragged me. I ain't about to get dragged, but I think Candace Owens is really pretty. I think she's so beautiful. And I think there is something about her that have people sucked into whatever mess Candace Owens, like she has been on the president of France's neck. She's been, I, she's been on Blake Lively's neck for like a good 5 months now. Yeah, all right, good. She is pretty. I think she's very pretty. But last time I said that, they said, "Oh, you're dragging it. She's not that cute. It's because she looked like she could be your family." I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, let's back up. Candace does not look like her and I come from the same tribe at all. At all. Ain't nothing about us similar. There's zero things we share. Zero things.
Through news It's good to do this just to remind ourselves that we're not going crazy on the topic of Epstein. Take a listen.
How is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, folks? It's almost like they're trying to protect those pedophiles for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism is the way that I put it. But we
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
In this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever. Ever.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
All of these people are in power now. All of these people could certainly release the quote unquote list. Is it exactly a list? Is it a network of contacts? Is it video footage of people that committed crimes against children? We don't know. And we may never know, which is leading some people to ask the question, like, is Trump actually in the Epstein files? And personally, my take on that is no. But what is your opinion? Because I can't.
Why is your take on that no? Why? I need answers, Candace. My take on that is no, it's not a response. Is Trump in the Epstein list? My take on that is no. So he's just the president covering up for pedos. That's what you're saying. So the president of these United States aren't releasing the list of alleged pedos because he just protecting pedos. So isn't he just as bad? Wouldn't he be just as bad then? Wouldn't the argument then be, Candace Owens, would the argument not be he's just as bad? Why do you think he's not on this dusty list? What evidence do you have? Prove a negative for us. That does not make sense. You cannot hold these people now completely hold all the power in the government, and you're saying they're not releasing this list and they're not on it. Why? Okay, so they're protecting now. Because now you can't blame the Democrats. You can't blame the Democrats now. You can't blame the Democrats in the legislature. You can't blame the Democrats in the judiciary. You can't blame the Democrats in the executive. They have full control. The big, beautiful bill was jammed through, and they did that. So why can't they release the FCC? Like, girl, what are you doing? Pam Bondi out here talking about it's on my desk. I looked at the list. I'm about to go review it. We have a bunch of names. We have camera footage. Where are they? Where are they? This has been bothering me all week because listening to Trump chastise us, hey, Brianna, getting chastised by a bunch of people talking about, oh, y'all need to move on from the list. A list no one was asking about besides these Republicans because they thought Democrats were on there, right? Now that it's a possibility that the Republicans are on there, call them out. Call them out. Oh, do I think Trump is on there? No, I don't. Why?
Reconcile this Donald Trump with the Trump that we're seeing right now, the Trump that is gaslighting the public right now, the Trump that I voted for across multiple elections. The Epstein scandal is definitely terminal cancer to Trump's MAGA movement. There's no question about that. I actually said to my husband this week, and we were talking about it, that in order for Trump to get out of this is how bad it is, in order for him to actually make the MAGA base forget this, like potentially move on from Jeffrey Epstein, he would essentially have to come right out and repeal income tax in the United States.
Why are you and your husband talking about how Trump can get out of this? We're talking about a list of potential pedos. Like, what part of that is you sitting here trying to politically strategize about how Trump can get out of this? Why aren't we talking about them kids and how to protect those kids? Y'all said y'all cared about these kids. So let's get this list now. I am on board with the Republicans who were talking about it. Let's get the list. Let's get on the list. Let's go figure it out. Let's go figure it out. Like, why are you sitting there trying to figure out how Trump can get out of not releasing the list of pedos?
States. And then we would be extremely happy. Everyone would be very happy. And then we'd go, actually, thanks, Trump, but we still remember the Epstein scandal and we want the list. That's how bad it is. There's just no making anybody forget about this Epstein scandal. It's a major fumble. And I want to be very clear, Trump's team knows that. Everything they are doing right now indicates that they are in panic, a full-blown panic. And what I mean when I say Trump's team, I kind of mean the Zionists that are around Trump and have been kind of running everything behind the scenes. Now let's back up here, because in case you missed it over the week.
So it's not Trump, it's people behind Trump running everything. So now Trump is a puppet. But I thought y'all voted for Trump. I thought y'all voted for Trump because he's a no-nonsense businessman who is powerful and strong and make his own decision. Now he's a whole puppet being held up by a group of cabal behind him. Really? The new talking point is that Trump is too weak and ineffective for him to do anything about it. So there has to be a group, a shadow behind him doing everything because Trump can't do anything bad. This is actually wild. All of MAGA people have been doing the same thing, where they extract Trump from the head of his administration and blame the administration without any blame aimed at Trump. That is wild. That is how you create a leader who does not know what accountability is. Thank you. Thank you. I think this is insane. The reason I'm talking about this is I think, because I sort of disengage from politics. As someone who has lived in multiple different countries, I can see the beginning in my mind of when things are about to get real bad, right? And it is interesting to me because I think that as Americans, we have made our decisions. We decided what we wanted to decide, and we chose what we wanted to choose. And now we are in the administration that we want to be in, right? For better or worse, we are here. And in this moment where people are to take back power, because we continuously neglect the reality that government does not control people. They work for the people. The government is the worker. The government is subordinate to the people. And until we recognize that the government answer to us and not the other way around, they are servants, they serve the people. Until we do that, we're going to continue to do foolishness like what Candace Owens is out here doing. I don't care if it's a Democrat or a Republican, I'm a drag either one. And the problem is, on the conservative side, these conservatives refuse to hold their leaders accountable because they are playing some dusty, disgusting, degenerate gotcha with other groups of people. And it is wild and it is disgusting and it is very annoying to watch these people do all kinds of acrobatics to not hold the person accountable because they need to make money. It is weird. Welcome to the membership, Paper Frost. I appreciate you being here, my membership fans. It is weird. Like him all you want, but still hold him accountable. And the truth is, this is the part that is annoying because I've always known this. These people don't care about no kids. Like, these people don't care about these kids. These people care about political points. And if they believe they can get information about Democrats being on whatever list they are on, that they can drag Democrats, even if that means removing the Republicans from this list. And so they're not really sitting here trying to figure out how to help kids and prevent sex trafficking. They don't care nothing about that at all. All they're doing right now is trying to get their points scored against the other team, which is the Democrats. And that's wild. That is why, like, sitting up here like, oh my God, what happened to Donald Trump? Where did the Trump that I voted for go? Wait, that's the man you voted for. What do you mean? Right. Like, they're defunding cancer research for children. Like, I don't know what, like,
weekend, the first thing that transpired was that there was a confirmation that the footage, remember, it's supposed to be the raw footage from Jeffrey Epstein's cell. This is so transparent. You can watch this footage yourself. We're dropping 10 hours of raw footage for you to climb through. Turns out, actually, the footage was edited. Here's the story that broke and trended over this weekend. The headline is coming from Wired, and it tells.
Who's the administration, girl? Who's I'm gonna end this before the 2-hour mark. I really am gonna, because Candace Owens was pissing me off. I knew this was gonna happen because I already watched it, but like I didn't realize how much, because like I passively watched it and I was like, oh, these are some things that I want to talk about in the video. And I wasn't really engaged as I'm engaged now with it. And it's really annoying to watch someone sit there and just do all kinds of acrobatics to not put accountability where she knows it should land because she's too afraid of her audience. She is slowly building the case to attack Trump. And I know that she will attack Trump shortly, but she has to build up because she does not have the guts to do what she believes she needs to do. So she has to build up. And this right here, what we are seeing right now is her being disingenuous in the most obvious way possible. Yeah, she a grifter. We already been known that. But this is her trying to build her case with her audience to sustain whatever she has and maintain the group that is watching her when she goes for the kill. And I'm hoping she does, but she probably won't. Just insane. Someone said I want a Team Finto shirt. So it is not merch. This is not merch. It is not. My friend got this for me before I went overseas, and I thought it was the most beautiful, amazing, creative shirt I've ever worn, and so that's why I have it. It was made specifically for me. I don't got merch. I ain't got merch, girl. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Yeah, funny. I appreciate that. He appreciated it too.
Tells us that the metadata shows that the FBI's quote unquote raw Jeffrey Epstein prison video was likely modified. Now, we've gone over what metadata is for those of you that are not up on your computer literacy, but we looked at this.
Yeah, I said y'all want to see it. I like it, so I'm gonna show it to y'all. I like it. Also the body is in. The body is in. So anytime, any moment to show it off is a moment I'll take. Oh, you can't see the back. You can't see the back, but here. I like it a lot. All right, modeling session done. Release the shirt. Said new body. New body, who this? Yeah, I'm marking my winter body this summer period.
The Justin Baldoni case, you can kind of go in and see when certain files were uploaded, learn about the path of those files. And they took a look at the metadata that was embedded into the video. At Wired took a look at this. They analyzed it, and their forensic experts concluded that rather than this being some direct export, which it would have to be raw footage from the prison surveillance system, the footage was modified. Essentially, it looked to them that they had uploaded footage into Adobe Premiere Pro and that the files then were assembled from at least 2 source clips. Then it was saved multiple times, and then it was exported, and then it was uploaded to the DOJ's website, where it was presented as if it was not touched at all. Now, the experts say that it's not exactly clear what was changed, why it was changed. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily definitively deceptive manipulation, but it definitely leads to some questions asked, which one of the biggest questions is, why do they lie? Why are...
Girl, I don't like people trying to be this disingenuous. What do you mean why they lie? What do you mean why did they lie? They lied simply because they don't want to show the list. Like if of course there's a list. There is no possible way Jeffrey Epstein was just dealing with himself. Like there is zero way Jeffrey Epstein was just out here dealing with himself. So who was he dealing with? The Trump came. I should probably pull up the letter, but I'm not going to do it. The letter essentially, the Justice Department released their letter talking about there is no evidence, there is zero chance that Epstein, there was a list, that anyone is on a list. Wait, so you're out here just proving a negative. You just out here just proving this negative. It was so definitive, and then Trump comes out and say, "Oh, why y'all still talking about this? This is some hoax that the Democrats came up with. The Democrats probably created a list." And I'm like, wait, weren't you all saying the Democrats were on the list? So the entire campaign that Trump ran on included the fact that he was going to release the Epstein list. So now that Elon Musk left and tweeted that Trump is on the Epstein that whole tweet session, the fact that I didn't cover that haunts me. The fact that I did not cover that meltdown, that breakdown between Trump and Elon will forever be a problem for me. It will forever be a problem for me because two billionaires online fighting about the government and how to run the government is absolutely diabolical. It is diabolical.
They lying? Why refer to it as raw footage if you know that it was uploaded into a software? Maybe they just put 2 clips together, but why did you put those 2 clips together? Again, they're saying, Wired, that the absence of the clear explanation for what they use to process the file is complicating the DOJ narrative. And there are a lot of red flags that keep adding up here, right? If you're paying attention, foremost, the prison footage that they released, if they actually wanted to be transparent, again, pardon me and my common sense here, but if they wanted to be transparent, shouldn't we have seen in that footage some prison guards or correctional officers spray?
Okay. So you might have thought, let me get off the screen. You might have thought that I'm only playing this because of the Epstein thing. I'm not. I think that we have to recognize not just Candace Owens, but for me, I have accepted the fact that we're living in the Twilight Zone. And the people who are talking, who are engaging with this, aren't real people. And that we're in the upside down at some point because there is absolutely no reason. The most obvious answer as to why Trump would not want to release the full list in front of all of these people, but none of them saying it. Like, none of them, even after Elon Musk in his crash out for whatever he was doing on, allegedly, crashing out online and then explaining that Trump was on the list. For the fact that they're like, oh, we don't believe Trump is on there. He's being controlled. People are stopping him. He's a one man. He has no power. How is he going to do that? That little poor little baby boy Trump. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, for real, what are y'all talking about? I thought Trump was this big, giant, strong man who was going to come in and uproot the system and drain the swamp and kick these people out and show what he needed to show. It is insane to me the depth, the level of delusion that these people will engage in to maintain whatever reality they concocted in their head. And they're trying to maintain that reality. That is really insane to me. I did not realize the extent to which the human mind can manipulate itself, trick itself to maintain whatever false perception of reality it has. That to me is actually kind of insane. The fact that so many people refuse to see what is in front of them is really insane. The fact that y'all keep asking me where I can get this shirt is wild. I was wearing this in appreciation for a dear friend of mine who bought it for me, or made it for me, down to the fabric texture and all of that. It stretches. I really like it. I really like it. I appreciate you all for appreciating it. There was a video that I wanted to follow this up with by Tony Brienne. And she was talking about how the internet hates Black women until they are performing. And I actually because I wanted to come back. This is the last video.
Being a Black woman is probably.
This is the last video that I wanted to show. But I'm wondering if I should do it in the after show because I do need to maintain. I said I would start having boundaries. I said I would start having boundaries and not go over time. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I said I should play it. All right, let me go in the after show because no, I know I said this before, but in the beginning I was talking about setting boundaries and getting back in my bubble. Part of that is also having a life. And I think that, yeah. Anyway, I will play this and then we will, no time. No, I'm gonna play it. Let's go into it. Because the truth is, I won't be here next week Friday. I will try to give you one more video and a live stream next week, but Friday I will not be here. Let me let me go to the after show. Thank you all so much for being here. We're gonna watch Tony Brienne's video about the internet hates Black women. But let's get into the after show to talk. So, when I was in undergrad, when I was in uni, I was bit with the traveling bug. The reason I didn't like traveling, though, is that I didn't like flying, right? And for a while I stopped traveling. I used to go to random different countries and like whatever. But when I went to Lisbon, I was in the UK, then I went to Portimao, and then I went to Lisbon, same country, in Portugal. I went to Lisbon by myself, and it was so like my mind for the first time in my life kind of slowed down. Like completely slowed down. Like I wasn't thinking a million thoughts per minute. I wasn't worrying about writing a book, making a YouTube video, going to work. Like nothing was happening. It just was slow. And I realized when I travel by myself, like I don't have anxiety about taking care of the person that I'm with. I don't have anxiety about anything. I just like I'm very good and mellow, and you can get room service, and you can go in the spa, the jacuzzi, get a massage. Like there is a way to travel that feels good, and so I'm taking these weekends, some weekends, summer, only in the summer months when I can, to like work in a different place and like I don't know, live a little. Cause like I'm like a hermit. Like I'm a hermit. No, Tokyo is the best. Tokyo is still the best place I've been. And so I want more of that experience. And so I'm engaging in more. But one thing I'm going to do that might change this is I'm going to try, because my friend who got me the shirt, we are going to a different country next weekend or whatever. And so like I will try to vlog it, but I might not, because if it becomes too intrusive, you know what I mean? Like I don't want anything to intrude on my life anymore, ever again. I like my life, like I said, and so like I'm working to make sure that it's fun for the time I have it, and that I am investing in my happiness and my experiences instead of like just doing it for everyone else. I'm finally deciding to have fun with my life. So I'm going to try to vlog, but I won't promise anything because I might not edit, I might not publish, it might not go anywhere. Because if I get annoyed, if I'm like at a resort, I might not pull it out. So we'll see. Whatever works, works. Don't log just for us. No. It's not. It's for me. Like I'm creating a scrapbook for myself and my grandchildren. I'm creating a scrapbook of my life for in video form, not on this channel. It will never be on this channel. I'm never posting vlogs on this channel ever. But like, it will just be for my grandchildren. Because as I get up there in age, I gotta go out, gotta go. Anyway, all right, enough. So Tony Brienne released a video that I'm gonna speed up, and I wanted us to watch it a little bit. I'm gonna open the girl. We got less than 30 minutes. So if I open the panel, if you guys hear anything that you want to address, drop wands in the chat. And if I see a wand, I will drop the link for you to come up. But I wanted to hear some of this, and then we can call it a night. Yeah, no, I need to live, laugh, love. I need to have a bunch of live, laugh, love experiences.
Probably one of the most exhausting yet overly exhilarating experiences in the entire world. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Tony Brienne. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about how the internet does not like black women unless they're performing. And that is a word. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make people mad, but it's a conversation that needed to be had, and I have a lot to say. And I broke this video down in several talking points. But as always, y'all know I like to start off every video with a little bit of positivity. So let's first start off with the quote of the day. I let go of what no longer aligns with me. Today's verse of the day is Psalm chapter 37, verse 5, and it reads, "Let the Lord be your guide into the future. Trust in him, and he will help you." And without further ado, my lovely people, let's get straight into today's video. Taking you in this moment. Please listen, okay? Please be sure to subscribe to my podcast, The Decision Podcast. Now let's get into today's video. On the internet, unfortunately, whiteness is still and always has been the standard. However, Black women and women of color are still the blueprint, but they don't get that recognition. I'm sure we've all watched white influencers go viral for just lip syncing in a camera. We've seen white women gain massive internet success by saying Hawk Tua.
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tua and spit on that thing. You get me?
Sorry, that still just gets me. But anyways, they're getting flown out on trips, getting massive brand deals, while Black creators with millions of followers or more followers than their white counterparts are getting overlooked, underpaid, flat out ignored, or having to do the most in order to gain the same success. And I'm not speaking from the sidelines. I am a full-time content creator, and I see it time and time again. In my head, I'd say I'm pretty well dressed, I'm well spoken, I know I can represent a brand well, and I think I'm pretty attractive in terms of physical attraction if you want someone to look a certain way if they're going to promote an item or a product. However, I've seen creators with either half my following or
I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that. See, there is this question about there is an exceptionalism that I picked up on here that I didn't know how to engage with. I don't get it and I look better than the other. It's fine. It's fine. It's not that important. I don't think she meant it in that way, but I think I like her. I'm going to move on. It's not because I like her, it's not why I'm not critiquing this. It's because I don't think she meant that I'm better than the other Black girls, and I don't get it. I'm going to leave it alone. she meant it like that. Is that what she...
or not nearly close to it, that also create pretty mindless content, get opportunities that I probably never was or would be considered for. This isn't about jealousy. This isn't about dragging other women. This is about calling out a system that continues to promote and push either white mediocrity, whiteness in general, silence, and soft aesthetics over talent, storytelling, impact, and real influence. So,
all right. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. There is, I think, a reckoning of ideas. I think the idea is quite simple. It is wrong. It is not appropriate, but it is real. And it is simply this. People prioritize people who look like them. And people think people who look like the people they're selling to are better at selling to those people. Obviously better, but white. And so what happens is, I think that as I'm doing market research, and I am doing actual market research, this is wild. What I'm realizing is that if the need is to be accepted in white culture, and to promote to white audience, you're going to have to cultivate that white audience. And regardless of how big you are, if you're perceived as not white enough, then certain brands won't engage with you, right? This is from my perspective of everything that and the way that people have described psychology about how people connect with content creators, and why certain kind of mediocrity excel even in music. Taylor Swift, for example, right? And so I do feel for her, but I also recognize why she feels the way that she does. And also there is this need to be accepted. And I don't know that that's bad. I don't know that it is bad necessarily to want that which white institution is giving white people, but you are going to at some point have to reckon with the kind of mismatch between that which is being sold, the audience is being sold to, and you being a seller. And so, yeah, I was going to actually go here, CJ. The fact that you are othered by these brands might mean you might get to argue your way in as a token. And I don't know that your experience as a token would be good. And so building, and this is gonna, oh my God, this is so annoying. I don't like saying this either. I think the idea that building your own is important, not her individually, but like Black institution in beauty, in media, in medicine, content creation, all of that, there is going to have to be a willingness to build so it doesn't come off as begging but negotiating, right? So it doesn't come there is something really sad about these really exceptional Black content creators who are otherized and rejected in a lot of ways from mainstream success. But I also don't know that white audience would lash on to Black people in the way, unless you're performing like a Kai Snat or the kind of, I don't want to call them menstrual. I don't think that's fair. There is a way that white people in America, that in my observation, this is purely my observation, there is a way that Black people perform Blackness for white audience using very specific stereotyping that sells. And if you're willing to do that, I guess good on you, but it's a really degenerate way of demeaning oneself in order to be accepted. I think I'm trying to be very careful because I don't want it to ever seem like I'm saying don't ask for a seat at the table, build your own table, because I don't know that that's necessarily fear. But if you are the only Black person at the table, know that your voice is going to be muted a lot of the times. And I say this as someone who has opted out intentionally of wanting wide acceptance, particularly on YouTube. But I also don't live off of YouTube, and my livelihood is not in YouTube. So there is a huge gap. I'm also a guy, right? And I think it's easier for a Black man to engage with whiteness than Black women. And I think that comes down to, in my experience again, Black women's unwillingness to let go of important aspect of Blackness. And that is one of the most beautiful things to me, but it also is it is not the easiest thing for Black women to assimilate in white culture, which is interesting because Black women are being more employed than Black men, who gets the pass a lot of the time in specifically corporate America, right? Obviously, there is a criminal justice system there. So I actually need to do some more fleshing out there, and I want to have that conversation, but I don't want to undermine Tony Brianne's point that Black women are rejected in content creation from brands that are giving the bare minimum content creators elevation. So I'm going to leave that there and then move on. We're going to come back there. That's slightly, I think I made my point, but it's slightly unfinished, and I want to expound on that a lot some other time.
Today, we're going to be discussing a few attributes as to why Black women have to feel the need to perform in order to not be overlooked. So let's first start off with my first talking point, which is the continued rise of white influencers. A lot of white creators are doing less but receiving more. And a perfect example of this is Leah Halton. Leah Halton is this beautiful.
Agreed. I think there's a lot of self-respect. Black women have a lot of self-respect, particularly around Blackness. And I don't think, I'm just going to leave it there. That's the statement. That's the sentence. That is a sentence.
Beautiful girl that literally just gets paid for being pretty. And child, I think that is one of the best jobs in the world. So I'm not even mad at it. But in a lot of cases, Black women that are getting paid for being pretty have to do some strange things for some change in order to receive the same benefits that these white women are getting. Is it because white women are better? No. It's because in a lot of cases, white women don't really have to do much in order to receive certain opportunities. I mean, look at every popular TikTok sound. When you click on that TikTok sound to look at the other creators that may have made a video to that said song or sound, who is typically in the forefront? Yes, white creators, and not just white creators, white women creators or white girls. And they're lip singing and you're just like, oh, like she's lip singing, not even like with energy. No, lip singing can be a really good talent, okay? If you're a really good lip singer and you put your all into it, I will gas you up. I want to see fireworks. I want to see you shake it, dance, do all of that. But they're not doing that, okay? What they're doing is having the phone, grab my phone, and they're just like this. I like you. You like me. Yeah, I'm hot. 1 million likes, okay? They don't have to do much. And it must feel freaking great because quite frankly, if all I had to do was record myself singing songs on the internet and not have to sit down and write these long scripts and these hour-long videos, we'll film these hour-long videos, I would be very appreciative of that. But I love it.
Who is the frustration here on? Who is the frustration here on? Because lip singing is not a talent. Yeah, I think if I'm thinking about this in terms of like sociology and we look at the population of the US, and this is not to negate anyone's experience with race and racism in particular when it comes to content creation, it does make sense to me though that the person who more align with the majority of a population will have a greater reach. There is this question about the need to be accepted by white culture that always lingers in the back of my mind when I hear conversations like this. And that for me should be dwarfed by the real experience around racism and exclusion and dislike for Blackness. And I'm trying to figure out how to juggle. I'm trying to figure out how to juggle respecting, understanding, appreciating, and agreeing with her frustration while also recognizing the world of unfairness that exists as all inevitable. I don't want to say she thinks her subscribers aren't enough. I think she is, because I feel that way too, but I also recognize that there is a competition here, right? And there's a need for acceptance that exists in all of us. I think the question is, where should you be accepted and by whom?
I do. I'm not saying I'm not happy that I have this platform, but y'all, it's 11:38 p.m. right now, and I've been filming since 6 p.m. I'm filming in bulk right now, yes, but if I was just singing videos, I could have been done in an hour. And I said 6 p.m. child. I've been filming since 4 p.m. My bad. That's even longer. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I took 1 hour break to eat dinner. Yes, I've been filming for about 6 to 7 hours. But if I was just a beautiful white creator, that could have taken me an hour to just pick popular TikTok sounds, put a caption on top of the video, or don't put anything on top of it at all, and there's my content for the week. I think a perfect example of this, and I brought this up before in past videos, is the comparison between a Monet McMichael or a Jackie Aina compared to an Alex Earl or an Alex Cooper. For one, I liked both these women at one point. I'm not a big fan of Alex Earl anymore because too much has come out about her, but I will give her the credit. I used to watch her content. I liked it before. And you guys have heard me bring her up in these videos because I actually used to generally like her content. I watched it when I was like a little bit past post-grad, because me and her are the same age. I think we're like 2 weeks apart or something. I remember it was like her 22nd birthday. I was like, oh my God, we're the same age, whatever. I liked her content, but her content was like wild. She literally would just record herself, set the camera down, tap, do makeup, stop, do a little blush, stop, talk about getting drunk, stop, talk about going out. And she posts that video. Whereas you had Monet. Monet was doing whole cinematic pieces for her TikTok. That girl was doing every transition. She was doing all these cool edits. It was really fun, really bold and amazing. But the crazy part is Alex grew quicker than Monet. Though they both blew up around the same time, Alex still had the bigger platform, and she still does to this day. I mean, if you compare Alex's numbers to Monet's numbers in terms of views on TikTok, Alex gets more views on a regular basis, though they are both successful. And then when I bring up Alex Cooper, I actually like Alex Cooper, but if you look at her on a deeper scope, when she goes to do her interviews, she goes in like typically her big call her daddy sweatshirt, her hair up in a claw clip, and a bare face, or just very minimal makeup. As a Black woman, we cannot do that, okay? We have.
Wait, does she not understand the white girl aesthetic? Does she? Wait, I think there's a misunderstanding of what is happening on YouTube and TikTok. Yes, this race plays a very important part of the content. It is currency. Like, yes, white girls are looking to other white girls for a life and a parasocial relationship to emulate. Like, there was this trend, like, hey guys, what someone said, hey guys, what shoes are we going to be wearing for the summer? They said they just discovered Hanes white tank top. And like white girls just figured out what Hanes white, those white Hanes tank top, the boy tank tops are, and they're wearing it all over TikTok. And I'm very confused, but I don't really go venture over that side of TikTok very often. There is a, I don't want to call it basic, right? But there is this matcha here in a bun, Pilates group of content creators from New York that is managed by a single company that mass produces a very specific white image. Yes, wife beaters. So like, yes, whiteness is the currency. I'm not saying don't complain about what is happening, don't call it out, don't engage with it. I'm saying do. But when you do engage, like, please call the thing out that you're calling out. Because yes, whiteness is currency used to buy following from other white girls who want to see themselves reflected in the content creator living the life that they want to live. That's kind of it. When you think about influencer, I am not an influencer, would never be an influencer, could never be an influencer. But these girls are influencing to create a fake life that other girls want to aspire to. It is boring. It is, this morning I woke up, made my matcha, went to the gym, did my hair, came home, took some pictures, went to a club, went to bed, repeated the next day. Most people with a job can't do that. Wait, it is not necessarily about representation when it comes to, like, if you are going to influence someone, you're trying to get them to want your life. You have to hook them first. And unfortunately, regardless of if you do the 10-step skincare, if you're not white, they don't care. Yeah, Pilates, not the girl, what gym? Pilates, ice sculpting.
Have to put on our very best all the time. If my hair was not slicked back right now, y'all would not be watching it, okay? Because I guess a messy bun on a white woman looks different than a messy bun on a Black woman. Or if my makeup wasn't done. I think
This is so weird. This is so weird to me. What do you mean you guess? It does look different. A messy bun on a Black woman looks different. Yeah, it does look like. What do you mean you like? I don't understand. Sorry. Can I drop the link? Does someone want to come up and explain something? Because like I'm so confused. It feels like she's like saying she doesn't understand, and it's very clear. Like, what do you mean you guess it looks different on a Black? Yeah, It is like cottage core, like messy bun, cottage cheese, like even the trad wife experience. But like I don't understand. You said she's nervous. Oh, all right, maybe.
Done like a very, very rarely some videos without makeup on, but no, overall I have a full face of makeup on every time I come on camera. And that's because as a Black woman, we get respected less if we just don't do that, or the algorithm won't push our content out as often. And
You said they're gonna come for me. Yeah, I think I should end this. I think maybe this is women's business in a way that, because this feels so like the race and racism actually. But to be fair, no, I'm gonna retract. I do think racism is always sort of lingering in the back. It is the specter that hangs above sort of pretty much all of the content creation and the way that we consume content. Okay, fine. But I think more important to this is the fact that people tend to want to look to the people who look the most like them. And so race plays a role. Yes, race plays a role in who goes viral because the consumers are white. And so white people tend to, I don't know if this is racism, so that's why I said it's a specter, but like white people tend to want to emulate other white people in terms of like the content creator. Now, my problem is when they take Black aesthetics, right, and co-opt that and then try to reproduce it and pretend like, oh, it is the Kim Kardashian cornrows. It's like, yeah, no, go get out of my face, right? But I don't know who you want your audience to be. I really think Gen Z are just discovering racism. Like, I don't know. It feels like she's just discovering something, or maybe she's saying this is annoying her. But I think you would be annoyed at a system and like the consumers and what the consumers want, and maybe what the consumers want and what those white girls who want to go to Pilates and they want to see the Earl girl or the other girl or whatever girl. Maybe there's something wrong with what they want. But I do think if you're going to do this content, you should probably try to investigate what is wrong with what they prefer and maybe argue that it is racist or not racist. But like this slightly feels like complaining. And I don't know if I'm wrong for suggesting that this is complaining. Because I do get her frustration. Watch people cut this and say, oh, Themis said this Black woman was complaining. And Themis said this Black woman was complaining and nothing else that I said. Nothing else I said will be included. She does sound frustrated.
And when I said Jackie Aina has this very crisp content where it looks very HD. But then one white influencer from Miami is just in her college dorm and she sets her camera up in her messy room and the vanity's here and she doesn't really have to do much and she gets probably more views than Jackie. And Jackie had to work her way to the top a lot harder compared to the other makeup beauty influencers that were blowing up around the same time that she was. They were all blowing up, but Jackie Aina always seemed to like feel like she was being left in the past. Even with me.
Does she not ever engage with the fact that most of the audience is white? Period. Does she not? I think it's weird to not engage with the fact that most of the audience is white, which would explain, like, I don't, like, I feel like you have to fundamentally engage with that. There is an unfairness that I think I need to acknowledge right here. I think because I like my audience and I want my audience to grow the way that it is growing with the same dynamic, this don't make sense to me. This is none of Like I like my audience, and I want my audience, if it grows, to not change in terms of the demographics. So like for me, like no, I do get. Let me be clear. For anyone who is going to drag me, let me be clear. I believe that white content creator get it a lot easier than other content creators. I believe that, right? I think also part of the reason that happens is because if you're doing sort of vlogging, or what do you call that thing? Lifestyle influencing. If you're trying to be an influencer, I think it's easy to influence, again, the people who look like you. And if you're going to make the argument that other people should be able to be influencers, which I completely agree, I think you have to engage with the fact that the audience is mostly white. I think you have to, like, if you don't bring up the fact that the audience is white, then this feels disingenuous. Now you can do away with this as, yeah, you white people should be able to consume other content creators in the way that we watch movies, and people are saying they cannot connect with a character because the character isn't white. I think that is wrong, and you have to engage with that. But if you don't engage with the audience fundamentally around its makeup, it feels like it feels slightly disingenuous. Like you're just saying things that hits, but you're not actually investigating why. Like you keep saying, "Oh my God, why?" But the big why, like the answer to why, is the audience makeup, and you don't acknowledge that at all. Someone said, "I think she wants the Candace on the street." Man, you play too much. I don't think so. I think she's a nice young lady.
With my commentary, I always try not to compare, but it does sometimes get frustrating when you'll see your white counterparts doing probably the same video, maybe even talking about the same topic. I'll get like this amount of views and they'll get significantly more views than me. Am I grateful for the platform? Absolutely. But you pay attention to those things when you see people that are lighter than you that are getting more views. And no, that's not me trying to play victim. Once again, I watch all types of commentary channels, y'all.
Yeah, I must be broken. I'm honest to God, I must be broken. I have never, ever looked at another person's view count on YouTube and be sad about it compared to mine. I've never done that. Never in my life. I've looked at other people's view count to see how it moved up based on their stats or something like that, or we looked at it, but I've never compared, like, I guess you have to, if this is your source of income, like if this is your business and your source of income and livelihood, I guess you have, I don't know. I guess I don't know. This feels weird. But I also recognize her frustration, and I think it is legitimate, right? But I would have to see who she's comparing herself against. I would like to see who she's comparing herself against. Like every day, whenever FD comes on here and try to trash my channel, he says, I build a million. Girl, I don't care. Like, good for you. I respect that. I think you are amazing for creating that. But like, I'm not comparing my channel to you. I'm talking about whatever we are talking about right now, right? And so, like, I do get that there is this need to compare. You gotta let that go. But I do want to know. I want to know who she's comparing herself to.
Shocked. I watch every race of commentary. I'm just a commentary watcher, and I ended up becoming a commentary creator, which is super cool too. I watch everyone, but I notice that I peep those little things, and a lot of the Black creators that do commentary get shadow banned a lot more frequently when they talk about certain topics, especially when we're speaking about Black people. We get blocked from being able to speak about these things because it's considered not suitable for advertisers. Why is that not suitable for advertisers? I just don't understand that. But the major contradiction about this is that
why let this girl wear her glasses. Let her wear her glasses. I was watching this YouTuber who, she was like, I became Christian, so I have to get rid of all my luxury brand. And I'm looking at her handbag set thing collection behind her, and I had to get rid of all my luxury brand, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out why. And she said she did not give them away or anything. She had to throw them away and burn them because they were demonic. And I was sitting there like, yeah, yeah, y'all really out here destroying $1,000 bags because. I girl, I no. Look. I respect the religious queen. You know me. I respect the religious queen. I was just sitting there like, but like, I ain't gonna do it. But period.
In this decade, in this year, Black culture dominates every single trend. From music, to aesthetics, to slang, to humor. Black creators are typically the start of these things going viral, but it's the white creators that get blown up for doing just that. I mean, if you guys remember from Love Island USA season 6, when Leah kept saying, oh, she did her big one.
After that, he literally did his big one up there. That was like a movie.
And then in this season, season 7 of Love Island USA, one of the other cast members said, oh, so-and-so did their big one. And then I saw somebody comment, oh my God, like she's copying Leah. Baby girl, that is AAVE. That big one phrase comes from Black.
So you couldn't tell that girl was drunk. Done a big what? You could tell that girl. I mean, period. It is so.
Culture. Same with the sounds that we use, the humor. Like I said again, a lot of what is going viral and what is making these white creators stand out more comes from AAVE and comes from Black culture. Sorry, just had to say that much. So when you do start seeing these sounds trend or these videos trend and it starts off with Black creators, it is very shocking to see white creators take that spot. I don't know if you guys saw the Super Bowl this year, well, the halftime show at least, with Kendrick Lamar when he had Samuel L. Jackson being like the narrator for his set during the halftime show. And Samuel L. Jackson says, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto.
Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Mr. Lamar, do you
You're gonna get me copyright strike, girl. Don't do this.
Only celebrated when someone's inspired by us, but we get treated wrongfully when we're the ones doing that exact trend that others are celebrated for. Oh, the trend that we created.
So we've already discussed how the internet hates Black women unless we're performing, but it also does too when we're crying, strong, unbreakable. But what happens when we're just human? This weekend, I was invited to DC by Free and Just to hear more about women's rights and abortion rights. And while I was there, I was given the opportunity to interview a woman named Leilani, and her story shook me.
One night he was crying and crying and crying, and I could not function. And I tried to kill myself.
She was dealing with postpartum depression, and in that moment, she felt completely alone. She wasn't performing. She was sharing the rawest part of her story with me, face to face.
I remember having
This feels so disjointed. Like I'm so out of the. Like I'm so confused. Did I miss a build up? Like I am so confused. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night because I am so. I don't know what the structure of Alright, girl, Tony Brian, girl, period. Because yeah, you can't just throw that on. So
to catch myself, like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I cried out, and I was just like, God, help me. If you can't do anything else, help me.
And I realized Black women shouldn't have to reach a breaking point just to be seen. She didn't tell her story for sympathy. She told it to save someone else.
Postpartum lasts up to 2 years, and you could think that you are totally fine one day, and the next day you are literally having a in the shower, sitting on the floor, mental breakdown.
This is why Free and Just created this space, because our truth isn't performance, it's power. It provides us strength. And Leilani's story is like so many other women's stories who feel alone, scared, and pushed to their limit during their most vulnerable times. Thank you, Leilani, for sharing your story. Her and baby boy are still here today. And thank you, Free and Just, for allowing her and myself the platform to share her story.
So in terms of creativity, when I see the white creators doing the lip syncing or
wait, was that an ad? Like, no, I'm not being I didn't finish. Like I didn't watch that. I like this. I did not see this. What was that? No. But I'm so confused. What does that have to do with? What does postpartum have to do? Like I'm. She trying to. Wait, I'm so confused. I am so confused. Like I don't know if that was like an ad.
Doing the get ready with me to go and get matcha. I'm sorry. It's like a lot of these creators all do the same content, and their content will get blown up a lot quicker than the hilarious Black or brown creator doing a story time, creating fashion content, creating educating content. Or heck, say they are vlogging and getting their matcha for the day. There's a lot more excitement or intent put into it, but they get half of the reach or don't get the same opportunities as their white counterparts. And I really think TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube, I love you, YouTube, because you have helped me.
Her obsession with white people hasn't benefited her. I don't understand. A story like that should have a lot of care. I am so confused. Like I'm actually confused, and I don't know. Like and let me not do that Nicki Minaj thing.
So much in my career, obviously, but I feel as if all of these platforms tend to push whiteness a lot more. It's like the algorithm favors aesthetics and softness and quiet versus bold, brilliant, and fun and creative. But isn't that what these platforms claim they want their creators to do on their said platforms? Yeah, I guess only if you're a white woman from California.
The audience decide. Okay, the algorithm and the audience decide who gonna do what. I think I have a bias that I need to own loudly. Maybe because again, I am not that invested. I do a lot of work on YouTube, but like I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right that I am engaging with her. I mean, we're gonna finish it. We're not finishing it. We're gonna go through at least 20 minutes of this. But like, I don't think it's right that I'm critiquing this. Still gonna do it. Because it's her career. This is her career. So I do understand. I don't understand, but like I can appreciate, I can acknowledge that there is frustration there around how she's doing relative to other people. I think she's looking up a lot, and I don't think she looks down enough in the comparisons she's making about who is succeeding on the platform. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I do think those people who are big are the exception.
Calabasas. I don't know. Okay, so I love to cook, but let's be honest. Sometimes the way my schedule is set up, I just need my dinner to be easy, but still look like I put some Thanksgiving flavor. Events that festivals, you always just see white or palatable creators. You don't really see creators that are black. You'll see a little sprinkling and tokens of them, but there's not a lot. Think of Aloe. The Aloe brand is super white. They really cater to their white audience over their black and brown audience. But if they do invite those black or brown creatives, those black or brown creatives are typically more of the palatable creatives. What do I mean when I say this? Well, I'll say this much. Think of when you guys see the black girl luxury aesthetic, which are like the girls that do Pilates and they wear the pink and they have the bows in their hair. And once again, they have the matcha. They're doing yoga. They have the aesthetics. Their apartment looks like every person on the internet with the beige and the whites and the blacks. Yes.
See, her attitude towards this yoga and Pilates and matcha, her attitude towards this is my attitude towards it. But the audience that's watching this, love it. So I don't understand. See, like, you don't want to do the thing, and mind you, you shouldn't have to. Like, it is okay to not want to do the thing that these people want to see. They want to do this basic matcha foolishness. Let them do the basic matcha foolishness. But you don't want to do that, right? Like, rightfully. So you won't have that audience. That audience is a big audience, apparently. I see that matcha girl is I see that matcha girl is getting millions of views. And I'm like, okay, girl, period. New York matcha girly. But you don't want to do like it's boring to you and I. And that's fine. I don't know. This feels weird. I don't know. I don't know. Because if she was it was weird.
That is who they will most likely invite. They're not going to invite the creator.
Mind you, I say it's boring to you and I, but catch me outside walking with my matcha. Even my bubble tea and mango matcha. But period. Now that be out there. I'm walking with a green bloom juice. No, I'm not doing bloom. That's not true. I've never done bloom, but I do like matcha.
That is really good at storytelling, or the creative that is really funny. They really, really do. I'll speak from.
Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Give me 2 seconds. Let me show you something. And I cannot bring my serving. I cannot bring my entire serving. There's a traditional matcha set that I bought because it looks so cute. It looks so cute, but it's so heavy. I can't bring it in here. No. It's not even. No, it's not a flex. I'm trash. I'm trash at making matcha at home. So I still go out and buy it. But the matcha set that I have that is really heavy. I like it for the aesthetic. But anyway, I do understand her frustration. But if you don't go mix some matcha, go get an island, get some white oak in your background, get a granite. Well, you don't need marble, right? You don't really need a marble island. You can trick people with a granite island into thinking it's marble, depending on the granite you get. And just start whisking. Yeah, I'm joking. I do recognize that there is the truth behind. David, you can clip that and get a million views.
My personal experience. So I've been in Atlanta.
And mind you, we live in a world where Beyonce and Taylor Swift is being mentioned in the same sentence, right? So like what she's saying is not just in her head, but part of that has to do with audience capture. It's just that simple. It is that simple. Now, whether or not these audiences are racist, up to you to decide. But if they are, would you want racist people to be watching you? Probably not. So look, ain't no winning.
For almost it's almost 3 years now? No, almost 2 years now. Okay. I'm like aging myself. Almost 2 years now. And I've literally only got invited to a handful of events. And I always found that shocking. So I'm like, why am I not getting invited to these events? Because I'll see like my peers, they're getting invited to these events. And they have a much smaller following than me. But from what I've noticed is that from their content, which this has nothing to do with them, this is no shade thrown at anybody, but they have more of that matcha loving, Pilates princess, soft life aesthetic vibe about them. And now I'm sure some of y'all will say, well, Tony, that's literally your vibe because you guys have said this before, because I like to wear makeup and I wear pink and I wear.
That is not your vibe. So if a matcha / Pilates / gym wear company is going to invite people, they probably won't okay, she might have real critiques because I do think race and all of that plays a part. But her specific critique about the kind of girls getting invited to a very specific event, I'm gonna need to know the event. I need to know what they're promoting because you're a commentary channel. Like you, is she an influencer? Because I thought she was like a commentary channel. Like, why would again, for the people, the Jackie Inas in them who had to struggle to make it in the influencer world, I get it. And I'm not disagreeing with the arguments there. Don't know enough about that world. It's just weird. Like, it would be weird if I'm out here like, why am I not getting invited to the gym bro meetup? To be fair, I should be at the gym bro meetup, like, period. But I don't understand why they would invite her. You don't even like Pilates or the green juice. Why do you want to go to the thing that you just dragged? The way you talk about the matcha and the Pilates and the gym outfit and aloe, like the way you're talking about it is with disdain. Like, it's not your vibe. You don't want it. And why would you say, people say it's my vibe? No, you know it's not your vibe, girl. It's not your vibe. It is not your vibe. It's not your vibe.
Dresses, that's very true. But the content that I put out, I'm talking about this. These brands aren't thinking about inviting a diverse amount of creators. Not every creator is a vlog matcha loving girl, okay? I do love my matcha though. I do drink matcha. My sister put me on years ago. No, I did not follow the trend. She's been a matcha lover. I tried it. I liked it, and then now I buy matcha. Maybe that's the one thing I did get a part of the trend with, is that I did buy matcha in my house because I was buying matcha so much outside. I said, I'm gonna just buy some matcha, and the box was like, I think $30, and I'm saving a lot of money because matcha be $7 to $9. So yeah, I did that much. All
right, then you don't gotta, we buy the matcha because we're practical. And we are making the matcha. I'm not making no matcha at no home, but we are making the matcha at home, right? Perfectly fine. They want to see you with the plastic cup from wherever you're buying this matcha, walking around to go to the gym. They do not want to see you at home unless you're making it with aesthetic. Are you making matcha at home? Aesthetic matcha. Are we doing aesthetic matcha, Tony? You better put that with to good use. Girl, I could never get it to foam properly. Like, ugh.
I started trying different flavors and seeing what I liked through that. But I say this all to say is that, I mean, a lot of brands tend to only want the creator that is more digestible, should I say. And with Atlanta being a predominantly Black city, you will see more Black creatives at these events, but a lot of them are carbon copies of one another. Like, they all have the same exact aesthetic. And I've always said this, I'm like, wouldn't you want more diversity? Because there's so many content creators in Atlanta. Like, Atlanta has so many creatives that have really massive followings, but I always see the same girls get invited to these events, and they also have significantly smaller followings compared to, like, I guess, the Jada Waiters or the Des Dior's that are considered content creators in the city. So no, I'm not dragging the women that I said are very similar aesthetic that get invited to these events. I'm more so speaking on the brands and what they consider and deem as a safe creator when it comes to Black creators. It's like they only celebrate and invite one kind of Black woman when Black women are so diverse. And a great example of this is when a creator by the name of Clark, who I absolutely adore. So this woman deemed Clark as a palatable Black creator, and she got dragged, and Clark dragged her as well. I also want to add in that
the creator I'm about to show you was not the exact creator that Clark was talking about. That creator deleted the video on TikTok after it went viral. But after she made that video, it became a whole public discourse of people talking about whether or not Clark is palatable or whether or not Clark has privilege to some sort when it comes to her being a content creator. So take a look at what one person that created discourse had to say in terms of Clark being more of a palatable Black creator.
I think that Clark is a wonderful example of a Black woman. Wonderful. I think that she's great for young Black girls to see. I think that her platform deserves to be seen by all Black girls so that they can see what they are able to accomplish when they put their mind to it. I just think she has an amazing platform. I like her, right? But when it comes to the conversation we're having about her being palatable to white people, yeah, she definitely is. She definitely is, but it's not her fault, right? It ain't nothing that she's doing or going out of her way to do. It just is what it is. When it comes to aesthetically how she looks, she fits into the safe Black category, right? Again, that ain't no fault of her own. It's not even really a negative thing, but it's true, right? She has a look that, you know, it's not intimidating to her look is not intimidating to white people. It's very safe. So she can cross over to.
Is her look intimidating? I'm learning things right now. Is her look intimidating? Because her look don't look
different demographics, right? You got people who may not have as much money as her, may not be in the same social class as her, but they can look up to her. Then you got the girls who are in the same social class and she's relatable to them. Then you have people from other races who a lot of her accolades stand out to them, and so they follow her for different reasons, right? There's a lot of different reasons on why people would follow her, but we're not gonna sit up here and act as if she does not fall into a safe Black category as where other Black people may not when it comes to brands wanting to work with them.
You guys never get tired of saying dumb shit on the internet, and it's crazy to me, but like, listen, you do you. I do think the conversation about the racial pay gap that exists in the creator economy is
this Clark? Is this Clark? This is a beautiful Black woman. This is a Black woman. I thought they were talking about her being biracial. Well, like, I am so confused. This Clark. This Clark. Clark and I look like we could be related. Beautiful woman, though. The other one, wait, I thought when people say wait, what do they mean by palatable? I'm so confused. What does palatable mean now? Because I thought they were talking about like probably mixed race Zendaya-esque person. Like, why y'all talking about this girl? What is girl? I am so confused. I thought you were talking about some biracial. Like, what is? Y'all, all right, go ahead and hang this up. Go ahead and hang this up. Y'all have a couple business days to go to hang this up. Tony Brienne, girl, yeah, no, just redo the video. Thank you for being a member for 40 months, by the way. Thank you. The other girl was attractive too. The other girl actually looked more white than Clark. Why you? Clark is let me go follow Clark. let me go follow Clark. The way I'm out here dragging this girl, I was thinking this was going to be Zendaya. I thought this was going to be some light-skinned Zendaya person. No, this is a beautiful Black woman. Wait, what does palatable mean? So basically means not ghetto. Class. But okay, then this is something everyone can learn. This is something everyone can learn. Like this is Clark has Democrat. Easy to digest, but what? All right, maybe I need to go do some reading. I need to do some reading because apparently I don't know what palatable means. Her obsession, like I don't understand what y'all mean. She wants white acceptance for their period. So I've heard the word palatable before, but I usually hear it in reference to Zendaya. Honest to God, I am being dead honest. I've heard the word palatable, but I heard it in reference to Zendaya. And like the idea that the more white you are or closer to white, the more palatable you are. But like, I've never heard it referenced to like, regardless of how beautiful the black woman is, to like an obviously black woman or man. Like the palatable. Maybe it's in the presentation, which would mean, I don't know. If you are saying your presentation of self is palatable, I think there is an underpinning of it's not authentic. Because don't tell me I'm palatable if you truly believe I'm showing up authentically how I'm showing up and other people like me. I will have a problem with you. If you tell me I am palatable, quote unquote, and you believe, and then I say, wait, what do you think I'm fake? And you're like, no, it's just like, shut up, don't tell me nothing. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to me. Talk to yourself. Deal with your self-esteem issues. Do not come at me with that foolishness. That is weird. I think that's weird. Telling someone that they're palatable because they show up in a way that other people like is weird. Now, I could have gotten colorism, racism, texturism, all of that. But if someone is showing up and you're like, oh, because you're upper class, you're palatable, or because you come from a middle class, no, I don't want to hear it. Clark knows she is at B because all this conversation. Always stay gracious, best revenge is your period.
And so I'm going to help you out by letting you know the reason why I have a 7-figure business and bought a $1.5 million house at 23 is not because I'm palatable to white people. I made the most money I've ever made last year in 2024, where every other fucking video I swear was about the election or about white people voting for Trump or poor white people, racism, fucking white influencers saying the N-word. Like, I've never shied away from any content or topic that's important to me as a black woman, but I've still been able to make 7 figures because I have been absolutely fucking exceptional since the first day I came on this app. Let us not forget when you guys
Yeah, let me go follow her. I like this response. Get out of my face. Clark said, get out. Let me go follow her. Why is she on TikTok? Elsa, she on TikTok? That's her last name, Clark, with a bunch of A's. I'm following her. I'm following her. I like her. This is my type of girl. That's right here. My type of girl. She said, get out of my face. I ain't gonna apologize to none of y'all. Bye.
You guys were first introduced to me on this app in 2021. I was taking 19 credit hours at Columbia. I had to petition the university to even be able to take that many hours because it is not sustainable and typically not healthy and not recommended or even fucking allowed for students to take that many hours when they're not working a full-time job, let alone also having all the shit outside of school that I had. I was doing my fashion.
Why they're mad, girl? I know why they're mad. I know why they're mad. Clark said at Columbia, I had to petition the school to take more classes because I was making money. I was taking classes. I was at Columbia. I was dipping it and doing it. Period. Let them be mad. I like her. I like her. She gonna be our break. Whenever we need a break from content, this is who we gonna watch. Until she pisses us off, this is who we gonna watch.
Internship 3 days a week. I was the only other person in the legal department for actually most of my internship. Me and the general counsel, because the other attorneys had left for the majority of the time I was there. I was president of the Criminal Justice Coalition at Columbia. I had other extracurriculars I was a part of. I was also working with a healthcare tech startup that was based in Nashville that I took you guys on like a few business trips with that. I was working on my own fucking tech startup that I had with my best friend Christy. Like, we're now picking it back up, but at that time we were like applying to incubators. We were receiving grants for it. Like, we were in accelerators, like literally very, very, very much building a fucking business on top of everything else that I was doing. And then I also started selling my own planners that I designed, created myself, distributed, created my website. Everything I've ever done, I've done completely on my own. I've never had someone make a website for me, do any like editing for me. I write a fucking script for every video that I post, like all my vlogs. The reason why it's like, this kind of seems like a story. Like, wow, my favorite show is on is because it's fucking scripted. Running a fucking network over here. And even with all of that, I still found the time to go out on dates. Like, I created an entire series. No one had ever made a date in the life vlog until I made the first one. That blew up and took off. Other people have been biting my shit for years since then. Like, that is how I cemented my place as a New York City influencer. It was not trying to be palatable to white people. And whether you think that I am or not, the fact of the matter is I'm one of the only creators who even talks about the sensitive issues that I do and have over the last year when I made the most money I've ever made as a creator. So it's not even like up for debate. Well, yeah, it's just because she, you know, only does this, or she doesn't talk about anything that's serious. Like other Black creators do this, none of that. And the racially ambiguous shit, all that, leave it at the fucking door. The conversation is not about, well, this.
I like her so much. Period, Clark. You better go in. I like you. I like you. I like you. Oh, I love this so much. Who knew this was going to give me so much life at the end of this?
Black influencers making this because of that. It's about the fact that all of the Black New York City influencers, all of the Black influencers, period, have to be extraordinarily exceptional to get the certain platform, the numbers, the teams, the managers that our white counterparts get, who have even less followers than we do, or less interesting content, or who are doing less work simply by virtue of just being white and being themselves and being the predominant culture and just everything that is like fucking glamorized and platformed online. Leaving ignorant comments like this is part of the problem, because I need everybody to understand every fucking Black creator has to be extraordinarily exceptional to get the same opportunities, or even be maybe recognized for remotely the same fucking opportunities as our white counterparts who are not similarly exceptional.
I want to play devil's advocate here. This is not to say I think Clark is even in the slightest white adjacent. I don't think that Clark is whitewashed. I don't believe that Clark is at the level of an Alex Earl in terms of opportunities that she gets, but Clark gets a lot of opportunities, and I'm sure she's incredibly successful. But I also don't want to demean the fact that she is incredibly smart. She's educated. She's beautiful. She's inspirational. She has all these things as a Black woman, and she is a fully Black woman. But when it comes to brands, there is a very much so particular kind of Black woman that these brands will work with. And
Nope. Hater. Clark is that girl, and anyone else talking anything about her right now is hater. Until further notice, this is all hate. I don't care nothing. Let me play devil's advocate. Ain't nobody ask you to play devil's advocate. The devil ain't never need an advocate. This is all hate. I don't care nothing. It's giving jealousy. Look, one of the worst things lately, if you want to piss me off, here's the best way to piss me off. You will see a Black woman, a Black doctor, a Black woman at Columbia, Harvard, who is building businesses and dipping it and doing it, making their money, talking about social justice, like living their best life and actually doing something with it. And you drag them as a Black man or woman. Oh yeah, no, we good. I'm good. I'm good on you. I am good. What do you mean you gonna play devil's advocate after this girl just came out here and run down her resume? Go back to talking about the Alex Earls and the Alex Jones and the Alex girls and the Kates and the Sydney Sweeneys and whatever them girls' names. Go talk about them girls. Clark, get Clark name out of y'all's mouth. Get Clark and Minon's name out of y'all's mouth. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Quick, get Clark name out of your mouth. Absolutely not. I can't stand for this. This is wild. This is hating. Like this. I'm sorry. If this is not hating, drop a 1 if this is hating. Drop a 2 if you think she's not hating. She's just giving a perspective. Drop a 1 if you're. I forgot what the 1s and 2s. Just that quick. Drop a 1 if this is hating. Drop a 1 if this is hating. Drop a 2 if she's just giving a perspective. 1, she hating. 2, this is just a perspective. She hating. She hating. She probably don't know she hating because I don't think she's a hater, but she hating right now.
I personally believe that Clark matches that aesthetic. And same with the Monet McMichael. I mean, I personally wouldn't even deem Monet Black, though she is half Black. She's mixed race, obviously. But I never knew she was Black until she put it in her bio. I was like, oh, I didn't know she was Puerto Rican and Black. But when I say this, she still is considered more likely to gain success on the platform and make a lot of money because they are like kind of softer compared to other creators, Black creators that do too much, who we'll get into a little bit later.
So recently I saw Clark's response video to somebody saying that she is palatable to white people and attributing that to her success. Unfortunately, I'm going to say I see where they're coming from. let me word this very carefully. Especially recently, there is a kind of Black woman lifestyle influencer core. It's a blueprint that started with Jackie Aina, love her, but it's being churned out over and over and over and over again by a lot of these management companies. I have friends who are insanely talented makeup artists, create the most stunning and intricate editorial makeup looks. They use makeup, they put the product on the face, have huge platforms, great engagement, still haven't been invited on any brand trips. If you look at these brand trips, these makeup brand trips, all you're seeing is a clean girl makeup. 9 times out of 10, they're corporate turned influencer. Think of the Clarks, think of the any.
So they know how to beat a face and pack on makeup. And on these brand trips, they're doing the clean girl aesthetics. You see how beating your face might be inconsistent with the clean girl aesthetics. Also, her skin is giving absolutely everything. But if they're doing the clean girl aesthetic, beating your face and being intricate with makeup is actually the opposite of the clean girl aesthetic. Like, by the way, I'm not saying they don't have legitimate claims. I'm saying the claims that they're making does not make sense. Like, the argument they're giving doesn't. Like, why you want to go on a brand trip with the clean girl aesthetic when you're beating your face? Like, I don't know nothing about no makeup, but I know the difference between the clean girl aesthetic, which is a problem in and of itself, and beating your face. Gold Pedal says, I love your channel and missed you. Hey, everyone. Hey.
And Sundays. Again, these are, like, I enjoy these creators, but there is for sure a aesthetic that is prioritized amongst Black creators. And Clark fits that aesthetic. That's not to discredit her Blackness. I don't.
Talking about Clark, y'all need to get a life. Y'all need to get a life. Ain't no reason for y'all to have Clark name all in your mouth. All up in your mind. Like, this is wild. The beautiful, amazing girl that I just saw come across my screen that is putting in the work, building businesses, going on, talking about she fit the aesthetic when she's working so hard based on what she just said is wild. Like, I could see if they're like, oh, Clark does nothing and she just gets invited to these. No, drag them other girls. It is weird for all these people to be like, oh, this girl that is actually super smart, super educated, have like these massive universities behind her name, run this, ran that, do this, do that, is getting called. Talk about how hard she has to work to be there. Like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Girl, yes, I'm defending her. I love hard work. And I don't think Black women should have to work that hard as Clark to get invited to wherever these people want to be invited to. But it's wild to see Clark being invited with her stats and be like, oh, it's because she fits in a. I mean, she doesn't. She's beautiful, but she's also a myriad of other things based on what she just told me. Based on everything she just told me, she's that girl. And it's giving hate. This is hate. I am sorry. This is hate. This is hate. This is jealousy. It is what it is. It is hate and jealousy. This is hate and jealousy. It's hate and jealousy. I didn't want to hear it. Yeah, Clark earned her place there and with me.
Know what was going on in that comment section. I don't endorse that. But let's be for real. There's like a box that Black women are put in. And if you do not fit in that specific box, you're not getting shit.
Once again, these ladies are beautiful, talented, and so deserving for the accomplishments that they received. However, to brands, they're most likely, even if it's not said out loud, branded as the acceptable version of Black femininity. And we can even take this into colorism and texturism, though they both are darker, they're brown women. But let's really tie it into texturism and feature.
Wait. So you want to take it to colorism, but they're darker. So you're going to put it to texturism. Show me her here. Show me Clark here. Let's get it. Let's y'all out of pocket. Y'all out of pocket. Oh, and we can go to colorism. Oh, wait, she's darker. All right, let's do texturism. Let me see her texture. Let me see the texture for here. This is Clark. All right, we go micro in on her here because apparently.
They both have softer, looser textured hair. They both have features that you would not consider them being Black. Like, I did not even know that Monet was a Black woman, well, a half Black woman. And then as for Clark, I thought Clark was mixed myself. If you look at her, she does have more of those Eurocentric beauty features. Not exactly her face. I think she does look like a Black woman.
Wait, Clark and I have the same hair texture. I ain't talking about this one over here. I don't know who this is. I have no opinion of this girl over here. Don't know who. Fine, she fits the whatever. She this one over here. She fits whatever. Don't know, don't care. This is a black woman. This is a black woman. It's a black woman. Her and I have the same texture here, it looks like. And my hair black. So here we are. Here we are, girl. I'm trying to find the Eurocentric. I'm trying to find the Euro. This is a beautiful black woman, girl, and get out of my face. Tony, actually, you look more European than this girl.
Woman, well, a half black woman. And then as for Clark, I thought Clark was mixed myself. If you look at her, she does have more of those Eurocentric beauty features. Not exactly her face. I think she does look a black woman for sure. But in terms of hair texture and what people think that black women look like in terms of them having kinkier hair.
So you said she looked like a black woman in the face, but in her hair, she looked mixed. Clark, girl, do not listen to none of them girls. Do not these people haters. Girl, do not listen. Please, what do you mean you thought she was mixed? Not in her face. She said, I thought she was mixed. That's the real thing at TMS. Look, I believe it's the real thing. I believe it might be a real thing. But ain't nothing about this girl giving mixed to me. Ain't nothing about this girl giving mixed to me.
Clark has looser curly textured hair. So and then as for Clark, I thought Clark was mixed myself. If you look at her, she does have more of those Eurocentric beauty features. Not exactly her face. I think she does look a black woman for sure. But in terms of hair texture and what people think that black women look like in terms of them having kinkier hair, Clark has looser curly textured hair.
I ain't see it. I was really trying to see it. Let me I was this look like a black woman to me. Black woman here, black woman. This look black to me. I'm so sorry.
So once again, they are more digestible. Does that contribute to their success? I can't say that 100%. But if we look at the creators that have been around forever, but just do a little bit more bolder, louder, and more culturally embedded content, they often get ignored or don't make as much money as these ladies are making. White creators are literally getting the $10,000 deals and the $15,000 brand deals, whereas a lot of black creators are just getting gifted opportunities and just accepting it because it's like, hey, this is free. I mean, we can really clock into the hair industry and how much they exploit black creators and black women in general. But before we get into that, we may need to really think about our mental health. And that's why I believe.
All right, so y'all say she look biracial. If she's biracial, fine. I can't see what the girl. I was trying to look. I gotta look. So after squinting a lot, and it could just be from like the iron damage or products, but her hair did look. What did they say? My hair was 4A. if there are four, if there are four, because part of my here is 4C, part of it is 4B, and then part of it is 4A. I don't know what any of that means. I just know it gets looser in reverse. So is she at a 4 or a 3 something? I don't know. But it did look different. But all right, girl. So you did that inspection in her here that quick. All right, 4 is kinky, period.
That you should check out BetterHelp. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Workplace stress is out of control right now. According to recent reports, 61% of the
Girl, my cousin told me that I had 4A, B, and C. And I've been telling, I probably shouldn't tell people. I realized as soon as I was saying it, that I probably shouldn't be saying this because ain't nobody test nothing. How do you test it? How do you test your here? Let me look this up. Well, let's look it up. Here, texture. Oh, there's a chart. Let's look at the hair texture chart. This means nothing to me. this means nothing. Let's see if they can show me a picture because this means nothing to me. This also means nothing to me. This really means nothing to me. Let's see. Now, where are the fours? Where are the four? Where the? They just are the. Where's my hair texture? So they just gonna leave. So they just go. So they just. Where? God, they just leave the. They left him. They left him. They left. They left. How they gonna leave us? Maybe. Okay, this makes sense. This is better. This is good. Whew. they just removed all the fours. They said, yeah, no, we're good. No, I think she would be like 4A. That watch me. I know me knowing nothing. Me knowing nothing about hair and hair texture, and I'm a place her at a 4A. She's a 4A. Mm-hmm. She's a 4A. She's definitely not a 3C. She here. So is this where black? Is this what y'all say? Because like my cousins, there's a lot of my cousins who have like 3B, this kind of texture right here. So y'all saying they know black? They know.
global workforce is experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. And let's be real, most of us can feel this. Whether it's burnout, pressure to overperform, or just juggling it all, it takes a toll. Now, we can't always necessarily escape the job, but what we can do is begin taking small steps to start taking care of ourselves. That might mean sitting on your balcony outside in the sun for 10 minutes, going on a quick walk at the park, or just finally giving yourself space to breathe and reflect. And that's where therapy can really come in. Therapy isn't just for people demure, very classy. They're doing whatever it takes for them to get a penny because they're not already said this, right? But these Black women with these massive followings are either doing questionable things or saying questionable things, or just not being very posh, very demure, very classy. They're doing whatever it takes for them to get a penny because they're not likely to get a brand deal, which is really sad. I mean, according to a 2020.
Wait, she's not talking about Clark anymore, right? What is she? Clark is, I don't.
One influencer marketing hub strategy, Black influencers make 35% less than white influencers on average. And get this is even when follower counts and engagement are the exact same. So nearly half of influencers, and I hope that has gone down since 2021. I hope that number's at 25% now. But white influencers are making nearly half more than Black.
Dr. Brianna, you gonna get blocked. You gonna get blocked. You out of pocket. You're out of pocket. You're out of pocket. You're out of. See, I like when my Black girl is be dipping it and doing it in these streets. So like, it's hard for me to hear Black women saying another Black woman is just palatable and that's why they're getting things, when that Black woman is like going to school, getting her degrees, and like doing all that stuff. It is weird to hear people like, oh, you just got in because you're palatable. It's like, what? So you didn't see my degree? Like, this is what like racist thinks affirmative action and DEI is, right? And it's like, I have a problem with this because we just sat there and heard this girl say she was the president of this, president of that, have this business, has that business, like does a lot on social media, went to Columbia, and you sitting there talking about she got in because she was palatable. If you don't get all the way out of my face, if you don't get all the way out of my face, I don't like when people try to crap on people who done the work. Because you can go back to crap on the girl, I forgot them, the Madison, the Katie's, the car, whatever, Caitlin, I don't know, go back to them girlies. But the fact that you just bring up this Black woman and say, oh, the reason she got in is because she's palatable, when she has this long resume, is terribly disgusting to me. It's terribly disgusting. It's like going to a Black woman who is a doctor when they're like, oh, the reason you have money is because like white supremacy chose you. It's like, oh, or I went to school and became a doctor. I don't know. Look, I don't even mind the video. I have a problem with the Clark situation. Cause don't come for my girl. She went to Columbia. She went to Columbia and was the president of this and that. Had her startup. Script her videos.
Black influencers. It's despicable. Oh, and make sure you guys got that last note. It's even when followers and engagement rates are the exact same. So I say that all to say, as Black creators, we notice this. So some, not me. I mean, I kind of did. So I ended up shifting to commentary because I went from doing like college content, vlogs, and all these things, and I wasn't really growing, and I was getting so frustrated. So I was like, okay, let me go into a space where I think that I can be more relatable to people, and I ended up doing commentary. And here I am today, and that really helped grow my platform. But
oh, I get it. I'm so sorry. That must have sucked. I get what's happening. She wanted to be an influencer. She wanted to be an influencer, and she didn't want to be stuck doing commentary. Girl, the thing is, I love doing commentary. I would hate to try to influence people to do anything. But all right, let me stop. She wanted to do it, and she could not grow her channel being and doing it. And now she had to do something else that she probably don't do. I feel you, girl. Well, I don't feel you because I ain't. I feel you. I don't know what I can't relate, but like Brianna, Dr. Brianna, I ain't reading none of your comments out loud. I mean, like if you're a pocket, you're a prank. Mind you, she probably would drag you to say you are not deserving of your position in life. Where's Kilo? Kilo, this girl be dragging. Brianna might drag you also. Sometimes dreams don't come true.
Some Black women will go into doing the streaming thing and they're saying heinous things. They're now doing like content houses where they're fighting and stuff, like making baddies houses and things of that sort in order to get some form of monetization because they're not getting it from these brands.
Animosity, this is what animosity sounds like. You mad at me about how I talk to her because I call her a maid and an assistant, and you riding harder behind her than she is for her fucking self. That's the fucking problem. So against animosity, you don't even know what you ride for because I call her a maid. Bitch, I'll tell you a maid. Nigga Swift hit me on some shit. Everybody seen the other girl hit you 2 times. Yes, we see that because she openly.
All right, hang it up and go to school. Hang it up. Hang all of it. Hang all of it. Hang all of this up and go to school. Y'all got 3 hours to clock out and go to school. Cause what is the girl? They started a Zeus network on YouTube. That
Everybody seen that. Everybody seen that. Everybody seen that shit. That's what happened, bro. That nigga Swift hit me in my head right here. That nigga Swift hit me in my head, bro. I know this shit, bro.
All right, let's just get this understood. I'm gonna answer this question too, kinda, with her. Okay, how do you feel about them calling you a Bob?
A Bob?
Yeah. Like, right here, tell people how you feel.
I care, but then I really don't care. Because it's like, I only been with 2 people on my channel. I actually been with 2 people. So I feel like me being with 2 people is not being a 3 or 4. But I mean, based on the internet, based on what y'all seeing, from y'all's point of view, I understand. But I don't really let it get to me because I know what's going on in real life. So.
Okay. That she answered the question. I can say something like y'all just be looking from the outside in and be looking like something that is really like.
I feel like a lot of y'all be logging on the internet when y'all bored and trying to live y'all life through ours. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
wait, people are watching this. Are people watching this? And also, what this got to do with my girl Clark? What is got to do with my sophisticated girl Clark? Oh, she's saying you have to be like Clark or be like them. And she's in the middle. Wait, is Tony Brianne saying you gotta be like Clark or you gotta be like them, and she just in the middle, so she's not a Clark and she's not a baddie.
it's always Nadia's hoes that get the feeling it. My hoes, they know. Yo hoes be feeling like they invincible.
Most of the laughing stock or entertaining content is from Black and brown creators, and it's for a reason. They're doing these things because that's the only way they can make money or make a lot of money or be at the same level of success as the matcha loving white creator. And quite frankly, I genuinely believe a lot of the Black creators are making this boring. I don't want to say boring, let me stop. This more chill, aesthetic, day in the life content because that is the ticket to get on these brand trips. These brands are not inviting a diversity of different content creators. They're inviting a very specific archetype, okay? The big brands are inviting a very particular person. And I personally believe if they really wanted to spice things up, they should probably add creators with different niches. I would love to see comedians and storytellers and the beauty creators all on one trip. Now that would be promo for their brand. It would be exciting. It'd be entertaining. But no, these brands are like, they want a very particular look. And a lot of the time, Black people are not considered that packaged look. And it ends up with Black people feeling the need to overperform and do the most. I mean, look at Kai Cenat. Look at, what's that man's name? Deshae Frost.
I agree with her on the Kai Cenat. So maybe because I'm not on the like women's side, well, to be fair, I don't watch the men's side either. I don't watch none of this. But I do see clip of Kai Cenat, and then there is another one, something Speedo, Speed Racer, Speed something, Speedy Basili. I don't know, some Speed something. And the way they act, I'm like, it can't be that bad. I hope to God. I never need money that bad.
Brooklyn Frost, Jay Cinco, Lala Baptiste, all these people, Wendy Ortiz, like they're not bad people, like not at all, I'm not gonna say that, but they do make certain content that can once again be questionable or isn't considered as poison posh because they know that's what gets the views and the views gives them money. And unfortunately, they're not going to be as likely to get these massive brand deals. Maybe Kai, but a majority of them are not. They get paid off of performance like they're in a circus versus the white creators get paid off of their poshness and their whiteness. All right, you guys, so that is the end of today's video. And as always, I want to know, what are your thoughts when it comes to Black people feeling the need to overperform or even be more palatable? Let's get the discussion going on the comments down below.
I don't know which Black people you're talking about because I never feel the need to overperform at all, ever. And I'm doing just fine over here on this side of the internet. I am sorry your vlogging didn't work for you. I am happy that your commentary is apparently working for you or something. I don't know. So good luck. Thank God for what you have. And do the best with what you got, girl. That's goodbye. Like I don't know what that video was about. That video probably should have watched it before I came on. Well, that's that on that. I'm gonna go deal with some stuff. Let me not say it on here. I'm gonna go deal with some stuff that I need to confront. Thank you all. No, not I. Like I don't know what she's talking about, girl. Tony, girl, you're beautiful. Did she do the Bible verse? She said she was going to do a Bible verse every time she goes live or something like that. I don't know. Good luck to her. Good luck to the channel. Good luck to them. All of that, blah, blah, blah. Love you all. Clark is that girl. If you have not, please go find Clark on TikTok, Instagram, wherever she is. I will be following her also wherever she is. She is that girl. I want to thank Tony Brienne for showing Clark to me, exposing me to the goddess that is Clark, because I'm about to go follow her. I couldn't find her just now, but I'm going to go. There's a couple A's in her name. And I'm going to go follow her. I'm going to go like every single thing she posts and watch every single thing she posts. Because she looked like that girl. And I like a brilliant. I like an educated. I like a smart. Yeah, let me stop. All right. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You all have been liking those videos that I've been doing. I want feedback because I'm not sure what about those videos in my kitchen. I don't know why you all like them. I like them too, but I'm trying to figure out what it is to replicate, but I don't know what it is. Every single one, I've done 4 of them thus far. And you all have one of them like doing really well, but like you all are really into it. Is it the aesthetic? Are you all doing what are y'all doing the thing where Tony is just talking about? Tony Brienne just said, y'all just like the aesthetic. Are y'all watching for the aesthetic? We like the kitchen. See, this is the problem. This is why Tony Brienne dragging y'all. This is why Tony Brienne dragging y'all. This is why Tony Brienne dragging you all. The lighting. So nothing about the substance. It's palette. You're getting blocked. You get this is because you're palido. The refrigerator. Oh, I love my refrigerator. I do love my refrigerator. That white oak is something. It hits different. that white oak hits different. All right. No, it ain't no substance. Y'all don't care nothing about no substance. I have you all. I'm going to the gym, so I will. No, I'm not going to the gym tonight. I think tonight is my rest. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. These These merch are on my website in the link in the. you can how do wait sorry you can copper merch. No, that don't sound right. Do people say copper merch? In my bio, there's a link, and you can get yeah, no, there's no link in my bio. There's no. Oh, period. Thank you. You don't need to go to don't need the gym. We will draw you some abs. Period. I need that. I wonder how Hafiz is doing. Let's look up how Hafiz is doing. Wait, did he delete his channel? Yo, what? Is this his channel? Did he change the name of his channel? It might be.
Let me guess.
Yeah, he changed it. Six-figure excellent. What? Oh my god. So where's the F? Wait, is he doing a play on six-figure? Like, where's the where? Am, am I wrong? Is my English bad? Oh, sorry. It's not. He's right. He's right. I see what he's doing. He's right. He's right. If he removed excellence, then that would have been a problem. Dang, son. I do feel bad too, Priya. I feel bad. I feel bad. I think he's really trying to build something and like.
Can you manifest seven-figure success? In today's video, I'll be breaking down the truth about manifestation.
What do you mean the truth about manifestation, girl? Oh my god. Oh my god.
And give you the real steps to be able to unlock the life that you've always desired.
Isn't he a Christian? Isn't he a Christian? What are you talking about manifestation? You need to manifest some views or something. Like, oh my god. Someone go help him. Let him cook.
What's good, everybody? My name is Hafiz, and I'm one of the co-founders of The Standard. The mission of The Standard is to improve the health, wealth, and relationships of six-figure earners through like-minded communities and a personalized strategy for success. So one of the biggest things that I've been noticing in the community that I'm in is that we have a lot of guys who are currently at 6 figures in income, and their desire is to move into 7 figures. And obviously, that is a huge challenge, a huge obstacle. And a lot of guys have been brainstorming, okay, what can we do to work together to help each other achieve this goal? And a couple of the guys in the community started mentioning the idea of manifestation. And he said, maybe what needs to happen is you guys need to bring in some manifestation coaches, read some more manifestation books.
Imagine a bunch of, if you're 6 figures, I'm assuming you're like young professionals, right? Imagine you are in a group together and you're like, yo, we're making 6 figures, 200K, 300K, 400K, 500K, 600K, 700K ish, right? A year. And you're like, oh, guys, I want to make 7 figures. And they were like, yeah, you know what we're going to do? Let's manifest. let's oh, God. Period. Mm.
Implement more manifestation in order to help everyone achieve success. And I'm always taking feedback from our members, so I definitely looked into it. And I realized that, man, there is some interesting ideas in manifestation, but there are some missing pieces that really, if you want to achieve 7-figure success, you absolutely need to understand. But before we go ahead and jump into it, let me break down my definition of manifestation. My understanding of manifestation comes from the idea of the law of attraction. And what the law of attraction simply states is that when it comes to positive outcomes, if you have more positive thoughts in life, you attract more positive outcomes. And if you have more...
Is Hafiz no longer Christian? All the Christian girl is with this new age stuff. Y'all need to come to the front and explain yourselves.
Negative thoughts in life, those negative thoughts attract more negative outcomes. So if you want to achieve 7-figure success according to manifestation, what you want to do is think about it, dream about it, envision it, and you're going to then attract and pull this 7-figure success towards you. And so what I want to go ahead and do is break down really the...
No, the reason we're broke. The reason we are broke is because we haven't thought about it and dreamt about it enough. Forget trying to work for it. You just need to think about it and dream about it, girl. Period. Bell Hooks would be proud. Bell Black man thinking and dreaming. How?
The science behind this idea, as well as this other idea, which I think you'll find way more valuable, using a framework that I used to go by. And I recently made adjustments to this framework, and I think the adjustments are the hitting pieces for you guys looking to go from 6 to 7 figures or really wanting to implement into their life. So I'll go ahead and break it down. So usually people in the manifestation community will make this claim. And like I said, I've made it in the past a little bit different than what they've made, but I want to go ahead and address it. In life, there's actually a 3-part process: story, mindset, outcome. The stories that you hear shape the mindsets that you have, and the mindsets that you have lead to the outcomes that you experience, right? So for example, let me break it down. If the story that you've heard your entire life is that you are not intelligent, you'll never be a millionaire, you'll never be successful. That then leads to the mindset of, man, I'm probably not smart. I'm probably lazy.
These cutaway only serve to reinforce the fact that Hafiz does not believe what he's saying. If you look at Hafiz's face, if you look at Hafiz while he's talking, Hafiz is just regurgitating a script he ain't right. This man don't care nothing about what he's saying. This is so sad. Less manifestation, more action. When you're one comment dragging you, it's wild.
Easy person, I'm probably an individual who will never achieve success. And if you believe these things about yourself, what's going to be the result, right? The outcome of that is going to be failure, not earning a lot of money, not living the life of your dreams. So for those in a manifestation community, they will tell you, yeah, that's actually the step-by-step science behind manifestation. And like I said, I used to an extent, believe roughly some summation of this, but I realized, man, that idea is actually extremely flawed. And what I want to do in this video, as well as for all the members in the standard, is to give them tangible steps to be able to achieve success. Because what I've realized is, just because you've heard stories your entire life that you're going to be a millionaire and you have the mindset of the millionaire, it does not mean necessarily you'll have the outcome of being a millionaire. It's not true. Perfect example. If you've heard the story that you will have abs in the future, you have the mindset of working hard. You have the mindset of, I'll be able to get abs. I know how to diet and get better. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have the outcome, and I'll explain. So what I realized is that the true framework is this newest one that I recently put together. And I think Alex Ramaz, I think you like it a lot. And this newest framework is really the step-by-step guide and the missing piece to manifestation and what really is needed.
Gal, I feel like, let me tell you what I feel like. I feel like I just had a child, send my child to school, and they came home at like 2, like, well, I guess you don't send your child to school at 2, like 4 or 5, you know, when they can barely talk, and they're trying to explain to you the drawing that you are gonna put up on the fridge regardless, but like I am not that parent, so the drawing is not good. And like I'm trying to figure out a way to tell the child, like while they're talking, explaining that I'm not gonna put that on my refrigerator. I'm trying to figure out how to tell them that that's not going on my refrigerator. I will put it on my refrigerator because I won't know how to tell them that that's not gonna go on my refrigerator. So I'm gonna put it on there ultimately. But like I'm trying to think how to tell them. Because I think a lot of the times you have to lie to your children about how good they are at things. And like I don't believe in that. My mom didn't believe in that. So I want to believe in that, but you're listening to your child and you're like, yeah, I probably like
to go from 6 to 7 figures. So like I said, a lot of it has pieces of the previous formula, but there is one missing piece, the chemical X, that I like to describe that changes the whole game. And that missing piece is action.
Oh, he looked like he lost a lot of weight. That's not good. Yeah, Brianna, I do feel bad for him too. I don't know. I don't know how to help him. I've been giving him advice. I've been giving him advice for the last 4 years and he ain't listened. He ain't listened to me.
So before, like I said, a lot of people, what they believe, the stories that you hear shape the mindsets that you have, and then the mindsets that you have shape the outcome that you experience. And like I said, recently I've come to the conclusion that this is wrong. Here is the correct one. The stories that you hear lead to the mindsets that you believe, and the mindsets that you believe lead to the actions that you take, and the actions that you take then lead to the outcomes that you experience. The key to everything is going to be the actions, the step-by-step behaviors that you either change in your life to be able to get to your goal is what leads to the outcome. And I've been working on this because I've been watching a lot of what Alex Ramaz's videos. He's been forcing people to use objective definitions for very generic.
Why would you say this? Like why would you like those women in church that they know this person singing off key and they're just like, we gotta go, baby, the Lord knows. Tell that boy to go sit down, he's singing off key.
Words that we all say, but we don't understand. And so what I realize is when I'm talking about stories is very simple, right? What is a story? I don't think I have to explain story, but stories are the tales that we hear, right? Stories are the movies that we watch, the books that we read, podcasts that we listen to. It's just whatever voices that are giving us messages. That is the definition of stories. And I realize, what is the definition of mindset? Mindset is the internal belief or ideas that are.
Give it up. Give it up. Ain't nobody trying to watch none of this. I think that at some point you got to realize this is not your calling. You did something good. Well, I don't think it was good with the roommates. And this idea that you need to be teaching someone and being someone's mentor and leading is not the move. It's not. Let me leave it alone. And he don't care. He don't care. He just gonna push forward because the six-figure excellence. This is like like what was the thought into this? This man is absolutely not adding anything useful to like the zeitgeist. Like he's not. There is nothing useful. Like even in terms of utility, I'm not talking about the key to success. Like maybe you don't know that, but he's not adding anything interesting in terms of conversation, in terms of humor. Like the editor is doing a great job, but like outside of the B-roll clips that gets thrown in, there is no value. That's it. There's no value to the video from an entertainment perspective, an educational perspective, a business perspective. Like there is no, like I gain nothing. Like I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm not. There is nothing. Even in terms of evoking like an emotion, there's nothing. The value is nothing. There is no value. like eating grape nuts. Right. He had a lot to say when he tried to humble women. That was that was his bread and butter. that was his bread and butter. I tell you. In any case, let me stop procrastinating because I'm actually trying to procrastinate to not have to go deal with this. I'll see you all in a minute. I'll see you. We need to say Clark Kid. I like that. He's your prodigy theme if you fail him. No, actually, he had a massive platform that pivoted into Red Pill and consumed itself in the red pill, because I don't think he's actually red pill. I think he has some of the ideas, and he could not survive in there when he attempted to like include some of his religious ideas about marriage and all of that. And so he couldn't survive. And sucks to suck. That's what happens when you're inauthentic and you try to ride a wave that you don't belong on. And that's that on that. I still have empathy for him. I feel bad for him. But I mean, trash, trash, more trash. All right. Have a wonderful night, you all. I appreciate you. Every night at like 8:30, I get super tired and like super sleepy. And I think I'm still jet lagged. So I'm trying to keep myself up and go to bed at my normal time, which is like 1, 2 o'clock. Anyway, have a wonderful night. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Yes, Hafiz is married. I feel bad for them. Never mind. None of my business.